Alrighty, and you guys find yourself in a tavern. The Bloodied Badger, the final inn before the angels pass through the spine of the world. The weather near the spine is cold and inhospitable, therefore many would see it as folly to operate a business here. However, the Badger seems to be doing quite well. The Badger is little more than a six-table dining hall known for its homemade mead and warm hearth. Here is where travelers rest, and here is where your adventure begins. The Badger is currently home to a number of travelers, farmers, and a few merchants. Everyone seems to be keeping to themselves, spare a few men which have each taken a corner table for themselves while minding their own business. A young woman tends to the bar and serves food simultaneously.
Shall we grab a seat?
Are we all together at this point already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would immediately go to the nearest table and sit down and start pounding away the drinks.
And I'm joining him. I walk up to the bar and I'm looking for anything on the menu that's gonna get me really messed up.
Oh man. Alright, so both of you guys both of you guys actually find kind of like a trifold menu, both on the bar and on the table, and there's gonna be a little bit of note taking here.
Oh,
So as soon as you guys are ready.
Okay.
a menu.
Alrighty. There is mistletoe mead for 5 gold, sleigh bell bread for 5 gold, snowflake soup for 10 gold, evergreen eggnog for 20 gold, and each order comes with a complimentary Christmas cookie.
Oh my god, why are all my pens dead?
Evergreen. What was the? I'm
Evergreen
sorry.
eggnog.
Eggnog. 20 gold.
Correct.
And what was the one that was 10 gold?
Snowflake soup.
I mean, of those 4 things, the only one that sounds like it's gonna get me messed up is the evergreen, or is the mistletoe mead. So I'm getting one of those.
Alrighty, you go ahead and order a mistletoe mead. I'm going to hold you guys to keeping finances to yourself, but that is 5 gold.
Yeah, I only had 10 gold to begin with, so this isn't gonna be very hard for me.
You should have more from the end of last adventure.
I
Just
spent
don't matter.
150 gold on my potions. You forget.
Oh man, that's gonna be fun. Okay, that is correct. Okay, so you get an order of mistletoe mead, and along with it comes a Christmas cookie.
Yay. Okay.
Okay, hold on, let's see.
I'm just gonna drink my mead and save the cookie for later.
So actually, as you drink this mead, and it's to your discretion as if you share this with other people, you actually feel quite a bit more nimble and dexterous.
Okay.
I'm gonna order some eggnog.
Is anyone else ordering anything?
Yes, I rolled to see what I would get because I can't read. I was just going to point at the menu and say that one.
Okay,
And-
just roll a d4. Roll as many d4s as you'd like, and we'll just say that's what you order in order.
Alright, I'm just gonna... Well, that's the eggnog.
Hey. Does your new character have 20 gold?
I mean, he does, but it's not the cleanest gold. There's a little bit of specks of red on it, you know?
Oh, I see.
That's fine. So as you guys are determining what you order, I'll just do some background. For those of you not familiar with Forgotten Realms, this is the very northern end of Faerun. Basically, to the north of you is a long mountain range, very snowy, very cold. Very little civilization beyond that. You're basically at the top of the map. Is anyone else ordering anything? Oh, you also get a Christmas cookie with your eggnog.
Yay.
I also want eggnog.
on drinking water.
Alrighty. And if I could get everyone's names really quickly.
Okay. I am bringing Valimon the Wanderer back from last week.
And I'm bringing Philip Brannigan, the best, most smartestest barbarian in the world.
What race are you, just out of curiosity?
Human.
Okay, that's right, you told me that.
I'm Havost Frosthammer.
I'm Seraphel.
What was yours, Abby?
Seraphel.
Sarah?
Alrighty, so as you guys start actually pounding down your drinks, this woman approaches her. She brings your food, and she looks at you as you polish off this meat in little more than a single swig, and she says, "Wow, wish that I had something stronger to serve you. It seems like that would do you some good."
That immediately perks me up, and I'm like, do you have something like that?
Yes.
She kind of draws back just a little bit, and she says, "Well, we normally would, but I don't have the recipe."
Hmm. She's like, yeah, I have that problem a lot. I just start mixing random stuff together until it comes out like something good.
She kind of grins at you, and she says, "It's not quite what I'm talking about. You see, I used to have a recipe, but and it was a lot more precise than you make it sound to be. Um,
Oh, don't get me wrong, it usually is. It's
kind of
just
lost."
what I do when I don't know what I'm doing, which is most of the time.
You see, that's the point. You never need to know what you're doing so long as you can get out of it. Reminds me of the time I was in the middle of the forest, and please cut him off at any time. He's just going to ramble. But when I was in the forest and there was a very strange looking deer, it was actually
So what
kind
happened
of...
to this recipe?
She said she actually started looking over at Philip, a bit intrigued about this story. You ask what happened to this recipe after she quickly asks if you're adventurers. Um, and as you ask what happened to this recipe, she says, "Well, you see, the Badger used to be run by my mother, myself, and my older sister. Um, a few years ago, my mother passed away, and just a few weeks ago, my sister went to go get some supplies uh, from down south, but she hasn't come back. And me being the youngest, I was never taught the recipe. My sister knew it and my mother knew it, but I don't know it. So it's kind of hurting business for us."
Ah. So you'd like to see either trek to your sister or dig up your mother's grave?
Well, actually,
I can do that.
since you mention it, you wouldn't actually need to dig it up. You see, my mother's where my mother's buried is kind of like a testament to her life, and on the back of her gravestone is her greatest accomplishment, which is her the recipe for our we call it our Bloodstone Brew.
Okay.
I mean, if you guys are adventurers and you could go get that for me, I'd be willing to pay you handsomely. I mean, it's as you would imagine, kind of a pivotal part of our business.
So
If you,
the interesting part of this to me is to Valimon is not the payment at all. It's just this recipe about how to get really smashed, and he wants to do it.
yes, I too want to learn how to drink much better than the average barbarian. So I will retrieve the gravestone for you.
Just the whole gravestone. You're just gonna pick it up and bring it back.
She looks
Yep.
at you kind of mortified, and she says, I don't. You don't need to bring the entire. I don't think you could bring it. I mean, no. Okay, as much as I'd kind of like to see that happen, I think that's a little disrespect. Yeah, I would just bring back the recipe.
Question.
Um,
If it's just
shoot.
written on the back of your mom's gravestone, why don't you just go yourself?
You see, I would really, that's kind of the thing is that I would if I could, but if I left the badger unattended for a bit, I think that our clientele would start to disperse. I mean, if you
Are you
have,
the only one running this place, like just 24/7? Like you don't go to sleep?
as you look around, you actually realize she's the only person currently serving. There are rooms upstairs that people have been staying in, but she's the only person tending to the kitchen and serving drinks. Everyone that's been served has been by her. Everything that's been cleaned has by her.
Okay.
To the best of your knowledge, she is the only person working.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, everyone, huddle up, sidebar, real quick. Like, guys, you realize that all we have to do is wander over to a graveyard. And out of this we get gold and a secret recipe on how to make really dope booze. And all we have to do is wander over to the local graveyard. Sounds pretty easy to me.
Yes. The only thing I need to know, though, will we get the taste of the first batch? Because that's always the freshest.
I mean, probably.
I'm in.
I'll go wherever you guys want me to go.
Sounds good.
All right. So yeah, we'll do that thing.
She looks at you ecstatically and she says, "Really? Okay, cool. I mean, that's awesome. Okay, here, hold on. Let me go get you something." And she goes behind the counter and quickly returns, and she hands you a large roll of parchment as well as a couple pieces of charcoal. And as she hands them to you, she says, "Okay, the recipe is inscribed on the back of her burial stone. So all you really have to do is just, kind of hold this over the stone and get a charcoal rubbing, and that should be good."
I'm
Wait,
sorry,
wait.
Did she tell us her name yet? Just out of curiosity.
Nope.
No,
And
shoot.
nobody asked her name.
Now,
Rude.
quick question. Did she hand the paper and rubbing and charcoal to everyone, or just one person?
Somebody's gonna have to take it.
Because if it's me, Brannigan is just going to be like, ah, yes, thank you. I did have a little bit on my mouth, and wipe his mouth with the parchment.
If he was reaching for, I think I'm gonna snatch that away real quick before.
Well, easy come, easy go, I suppose.
I really like the fact that you're just doing Zap Brannigan for this entire episode.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, miss.
She looks back at you and says, "Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. My name is Crystal. Well, my family's name is Kringle. So Crystal Kringle to you."
Kringle? Is that Crystal with a K or a C?
Well, both are with a K.
Oh.
Directions?
She looks at the remainder of you and said, "Okay, so it's a little bit of a walk, but it's not too bad. The Kringle family crypt is just east of Comet's Crater, which lies along the Angel's Pass, which runs through the spine. So from here, you'd be heading north for probably a few hours, unless you guys are running the entire way. And then just as you meet the crater, you'll be heading to the east, and you should find it without any problem."
Yes, I
And
understood
how
everything.
How will we recognize your mother's grave area?
Oh, it's pretty big. I think that you'll find it. It's an entire family crypt, but I mean, if you have any doubt, just look for our family name on it, and I'm sure you'll be able to recognize it.
What
But
was your
I don't think
mother's
that's a
first name?
problem. Oh, my mother's name is Christina Kringle.
Christina. Okay.
Is that with the Q?
Nope, that's also with the K.
Philip, do you even know what a Q looks like?
Yes, it's the one where I don't deck you in the schnoz.
I pat him on the
Alrighty.
back.
Do you guys have any other information you're looking to acquire?
No, I don't think I have anything else unless anyone else has thoughts.
Anything we should worry about around this crypt area?
Well, I mean, sometimes there's less savory people traveling the road to the north, but I wouldn't really worry about it. It's kind of been a rough snow season. Um, I don't think anyone's really going to bother you. If they do, it'd be little more than just some petty bandits, but I really don't think they'd be out in this type of weather.
That seems fine.
It is also assumed that you guys have the correct weather attire here, except for maybe Philip and he's just a mobile space heater. I mean, maybe he's walking around bare chested. Who knows?
Yeah, he's basically just Conan the Barbarian.
Well, that's gonna be a rough walk for you, but
He's got a windbreaker.
It's just a wolf pelt, like straight up.
I suppose you can float me a mead as a roadie.
You already ordered one, right?
Yeah.
She looks at you and she says, "I gotta say, I'm all out at the moment. I'd have to go pour a few new bottles, but I can send you with some soup to go."
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Now, is
All
that
right, go ahead and
soup?
add a snowflake soup to your list.
Okay. Okay. Got that.
And she looks at the remainder of you guys and she says, "Okay, is there anything else that you guys need to order before you go?"
Quick
I'll
question.
also get some soup to go.
All right, you get some soup to go.
Quick question. You said something about the mistletoe mead earlier when was drinking it, and anything about the eggnog, or just is that just really good liquor?
Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Okay, let's try that. That is a 3.
Damn good eggnog.
Mmm. Very eggy. But what part makes it noggy?
That's a good question, which I don't have the answer to.
I bonk him on the head. That's what makes it noggy. Come on, Philip. We have work to do.
I thought I felt a fly land on my head.
Yeah, that's weird.
Stubborn bird.
All right. Yeah, I think we're good to go then.
All right.
Onward.
To the graveyard of booze.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I guess
you,
we head out.
you go ahead and step your way outside, and it's really cold. Philip, maybe you're fine. We'll say that you're fine. It's practically a low-grade blizzard out. The weather's bad. You're just tromping through snow. As you make your way along the road, it's fairly quiet aside from the crunching of snow beneath your feet. The trees sway in a crisp, gentle breeze, occasional snowball falling from a branch above. Despite being a commonly used road, there aren't any tracks leading to or from the Badger from the north. So go ahead and talk to me about, or talk to each other about, what are you guys doing as you walk? What are you talking about?
I'm just stoked about the idea of getting this recipe for making this beverage. That sounds pretty awesome to me.
I'm just kind of bundled up, looking down, trying. I know, I'm just looking down, grumbling about how cold it is, and just bouncing around.
Brannigan is trying to catch snowflakes with his tongue.
As an acolyte of Oral, the goddess of winter, I'm just saying a prayer to myself as I'm admiring the winter snow.
All right. I'm also probably looking on the side of the road for any cool plants and stuff that I don't already know the effects of, because I want some of that for my alchemy bag.
Go ahead and roll me a investigation check and a nature check.
All right. What's that? Plus, what's my investigation? Plus 0, so 15 investigation. Oh, it's a real bad nature check. 5.
Okay, well, you're able to find some. You needed one or the other, so that's fine. You actually noticed this forest is packed full of evergreens, and as you kind of pull off a sprig and smell it, a memory rushes back to you about how evergreens have a useful property of kind of nullifying poison when prepared the right way. It's kind of a detoxifier.
So I can make like a tea out of it, so get rid of poison. What? Hello? We just lose Andy?
Sorry, did my mic cut out?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the last thing I said? Sorry.
Like I just asked a question, and you started to say the first syllable of whatever you were about to say.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Internet fun. You are able to find a you notice that the forest is full of evergreens. As you pull off a sprig from one of these trees and break it and smell it, a memory comes flooding back to you about how evergreens have a property in them that when they are when properly used can be a basically an anti-venom or an anti-poison.
Right, but do I know the proper way to prepare them? Like, do I know if I can just like pop it into like a tea or something?
Yeah, steeping it would do. Generally, anything that'll pull the oils out of the sprig.
Okay, sweet. So I'm gonna grab like I'm gonna cut off like a whole bunch of sprigs of it, like
Sure.
like a handful.
What are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, I mean, I have danger sense, so I guess I'm just naturally kind of keeping an eye. If there's anything dangerous going on, I have saving throw advantage.
Sure. All right. Let's see. Surf, or let's see. Vost, what are you doing?
I am just looking around, watching them do whatever they want, making sure that no one's sneaking up behind us.
Let's see. Philip, go ahead and actually give me a perception check.
Perception.
And I'll give you with advantage for your danger sense, even though it's not really.
Even though that's not what the You just roll 1.
Oh my god. Just, yeah, 0 without, 9 with.
Wait a second. 0 without. Your mic just got muted, by the way.
0 without
0.
advantage, he means.
Oh,
0 without, 9 with.
okay. Philip, gosh. You're, maybe you've got some cataracts going. Something's going on here. After a few miles of traveling the road, you actually spot something in the distance. You can't quite tell what it is, but it looks to be a large object within the middle of the path.
Guys, I think I found a snowman.
I'm like, snowman? Like, is it moving and doing stuff?
It's just standing there, menacingly.
I guess we should go check that out, huh?
A snowman? Are you sure you're not seeing things again, Philip?
I'm sorry. Did you ever fight a snowman?
Why would I fight a snowman?
I want to go see the subject of Philip's hallucinations. Come on.
As you approach, you actually recognize the object to be a battered merchant's cart, which now lies in the center of the road with a woman collapsed over its edge. Her clothes are in tatters and are stained with blood. She's not moving, however, she does appear to be breathing.
Philip, that doesn't appear to be a snowman.
Is she unconscious?
She does appear to be unconscious.
Okay, well, in all seriousness, though, at this point, when I see a battered cart in the middle of the road and an unconscious woman, I am suddenly very worried about what's about to come attack me. So I am now looking all around me for an incoming attack.
I want to kneel down and cast Spare the Dying to make sure that she's stable.
Okay, yeah, you go ahead and stabilize her, and she actually gives out kind of a wicked groan as you cast this on her. But her breathing improves, and she stirs a little bit, but she's still not fully like conscious.
Don't know if I want to heal her or not.
I'm gonna look around and kind of scout through the trees and make sure nothing's around.
Yeah, Valymon and Seraphel, as you kind of look around, and Philip as well, you guys don't see anything or sense any danger. Um, you can see generally between the trees. It's not a dense forest, and you don't see anything. I mean, the most you're going to see is a squirrel popping its head up from the snow periodically, climbing up trees, but there's no one around.
All right.
She
Well,
was attacked by a ghost.
I turn my attention to the woman whom I feel some pity for, so I'm going to cast Goodberry, which does a thing. Here, why don't you just post the spell description in
Put her to
Discord.
feed her a good berry.
So I now have 10 berries in my hand, and I pop one of them into her mouth.
Okay, you see this berry juice kind of come out of her mouth, and she comes to a little bit. She sits up a little bit, and she looks pretty rough. She's definitely dazed, but she's sitting up and swaying around a little bit, but she's able to hold herself up.
Can I look around and see if there's any footprints or anything on the ground to indicate what might have happened?
On the ground. There are no wagon prints on the ground. And as you look around and the fog clears a little bit from the storm, you realize that you're actually kind of in a valley pass. The mountains rise up on both sides of you with fairly sheer cliff walls, just straight granite. And they go up for a good 100 feet, or a good couple 100 feet, rather. You can't see the top of them, but you do see that the path continues to the north and to the south.
Is this woman conscious yet?
Yeah, she's conscious, but barely.
Okay. Excuse me, miss. You all right?
She kind of looks at you and she's swaying back and forth, and she says, "What? What happened? My head. Oh my goodness!" And she runs her hand kind of across her upper forehead and brings it back, and you see that there's fresh blood on her hand from her forehead.
Okay. Like, well, actually, that's just what we were about to ask you. Like, what's the last thing you remember?
She kind of stands up and she supports herself on this cart, and as she looks down at the cart, she kind of snaps up a little bit and she says, "Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm still here? How am I?" And you notice that she's near freezing at this point. She looks back at the cart and she says, "It was bandits. I knew that there would be bandits. They attacked us as we were going along the road, and I can't believe. Oh my god, where's my fiance?" And she's looking around frantically around the cart.
You appear to be the only person here. This the point of order. Like, do I see what she's holding at all? Like, do I see what stuff was on the cart?
Let's see. As you actually look at the cart, it looks to be fairly weathered. Um, it's got large piles of snow on top of it, but what you can find is 3 pretty waterlogged torches, as well as a length of, we'll say, 50 feet of extremely weathered and frayed rope.
Okay. I'm not interested in any of that. I was just wondering whether I could see what she was doing. Anyone else want to jump in here?
Well, it seems that you're the only one we've found, and you're completely covered in what looks like strawberry jam. Might not be a good thing to do running around in strawberry jam.
It's blood,
Sticky.
Philip. It's blood.
Did you taste it?
Out of all the things, I would think you'd be familiar with that one particular substance.
You'd think he'd know what he's talking about, and then you'd be wrong again.
As you
Oh,
say
Philip,
that,
you
as
poor
you say that
bastard.
she's the only one around, she's still looking frantically for who she's referenced as her fiance, and she's just digging through the snow under the cart trying to find him, trying to find any sign of him, to no avail.
Okay. Well, I'll be like, okay, listen, your fiance is not here. Why don't you like walk us through the last things you remembered last time you saw them, where you were coming from, where you were going, could establish a line of how, where he went.
So she's still really panicked, and she kind of looks at you, and she kind of tries to slow her breathing, but it's her breathing is really shaky. It's hard to understand her at some points, and she says, we he and I just left the Badger. We were going to get supplies, and then they just attacked us. And why did they take him? But they left me.
You were
I
going
don't
north?
understand.
You were coming from the south and heading north, yes?
Yeah, we were going to get supplies, but I don't. But did they take him? Did they kill him? What happened?
Okay, I think Abby already asked this, but like, do we see any like tracks leading away? Like,
Nope.
okay.
Do we see our own tracks from when we came?
You do, but they are starting to fill up with snow slowly.
Okay, that explains it.
Okay.
Give me several point of inspiration for that, please.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Let me think. You said this is kind of like a canyon type thing, like we have cliff walls on either side?
Yeah, think a circular canyon with an opening to the north and the south. And as you actually look around, you notice that to the east there is another break in the canyon, similar to the north and the south. But in this break, it's kind of like a wooded area, but there looks to be a rudimentary path that goes through the forest.
I ask her if she knows where we are right now.
She looks around, and as she says it, you all start to figure out that it's not obvious, but you would generally understand that, as she says, we must be at Comet's crater. And as you all think this, you look beneath the cart, and you see that the cart was actually stopped in the middle of the road by what looks to be a large stone in the center of Comet's crater, and that's
Okay.
what it apparently hit.
I didn't realize we had already been walking for that long. Okay. Like, okay, well, can I investigate the comet thing at all? Just see if I get any vibes off of it.
It's essentially just a rock of sorts. You can't really tell if it's actually a meteorite or if it's just a rock, but it's mostly buried by snow. It's practically under the cart, amusingly enough. The cart is almost quite literally on top of it. But the majority of it is submerged in the ground. What isn't submerged is mostly covered in snow, and then a wagon as the cherry on top.
Okay. Well, I mean, wherever your fiance went, it couldn't have gone far. So why don't we like investigate around here? I have a feeling about that area to the east. I bet he's over there.
She looks at you and she says, "How do you know that?" Oh, okay, okay. Well, who are you people, anyways? Why are you here? How do I know that you're not with the bandits? What are you doing out? It's practically a blizzard.
We're going to retrieve a gravestone recipe.
You say this, and she looks at you and she says, "To what?"
I'm suddenly remembering something that Crystal told me, and I asked the woman what her name is.
She looks over at you and she says, "Well, Kayla Kringle."
Ah, your sister mentioned that Crystal mentioned that she had a sister who just wandered off. I'm assuming that's you.
Well, wandered off might not be the best. You know what? Let's go with wandered off. I I kind of ran away with my fiance. He came into the tavern one night, and it was really sudden. But we really hit it off. And he said, "Why don't you come with me? We could get married. We can move somewhere so much nicer. We could move to Neverwinter. We could start a new life there. We could have a family there." And one thing led to another, and we left that night. I told my sister that I was going to go get supplies, but you know, we left.
Can
How
I?
long did you know this guy for?
She looks at you, fairly embarrassed, and she says, "A few hours."
Has it occurred to you that perhaps the bandits you got attacked by was a trap that he was leading you into?
She blinks her eyes innocently, and she says, "Maybe."
Like, okay, I'm no
Wait.
longer interested in finding your fiance because he doesn't sound like a very good dude.
Does your fiance know about your family?
About what?
About your family? This weird recipe?
She shakes her head. She says, "No, I didn't even mention that I know the recipe to him, but honestly, he wasn't a bad guy, and he wasn't quite built to be a bandit. I mean, he was kind of a skinny guy. I mean, he's not the most well built guy, but I mean, love doesn't discriminate, I guess."
I mean, generally speaking, I like to know my partners for at least like 12 hours before deciding to move in with them and run away. That's just me.
Or a good song montage. But if you were going to Neverwinter, which is, I believe, south, how are you up north?
She looks kind of shocked, and she says, I don't know how we got here. We would have been going
Did you
south
leave the
to get
town going
supplies,
south?
but
Okay, I'm sorry.
Can I
we
insight check her
we
to see if
I thought that we were headed south, but I don't know how we would have got up to Comet's Crater. We would have just been heading south to the next city to get supplies for the tavern, but I don't know. This is kind of a far way to get turned around by a storm. I mean, you guys are
Can
currently
I like roll
a
the
few
insight
miles.
check to see or
Yeah,
something
can
if
I
I
roll
think if she's an
insight, see if
idiot?
Go for it.
18.
I rolled 11.
She does seem to be, quite in fact, an idiot. Or
Yes.
if she's not, then she's a very, I mean, maybe valley girl. I mean, something does seem to be off about her, definitely.
Well, we are in a valley.
Oh my god.
Look, maybe we should just take you back to your sister.
I agree.
Do you think you could tag along while we finish this thing? We've already walked up this far. Wait, do you know the recipe to the special drink that your family makes?
Bloodstone Brew.
Yeah.
She rubs her head and she starts to say a couple of things. She starts, of course, with water, particularly well heated. And then she goes on to a couple more obscure ingredients that couldn't possibly be right. Like, it does not, even Philip at this point understands that snail shells do not belong in mead. And then she says, "No, I can't
Well,
remember."
just for posterity's sake, maybe we should stop by that crypt, scribble down the recipe, and head back.
And we need to find my fiance. Don't, you can't forget. I mean,
He's probably over there. Probably.
Or maybe
Yeah,
he'll find us.
I saw him walking back south towards the
did you really
inn, and I point towards west because I am dumb.
make a persuasion check at disadvantage?
Okay. That's a 6. Actually, a 3 because disadvantage.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you were definitely playing. I don't think you even know which way west was at this point. Right? You tried.
I mean, like, disregard Philip. Clearly, he's not the smartest berry in our bunch. He's the only other thing that's over here is that the graveyard that would grow over there. Maybe he's over there.
She says, "You really think so?"
I think it's a lot more likely that he's in the middle of this crater that clearly there's nothing here.
And
Or the
you would
winter
help me
took
find him, even though you don't really approve of us. I mean, I guess you don't disapprove of us being together, but you would do that?
Yeah. Also because the thing that we're already doing is over there, but yeah.
She looks at you and she gives this huge smile and she throws her arms around you and she kind of gets a little bit of blood on you. It's kind of unsettling.
This
But
is weird for me. My character finds this weird because he finds that most people are instantly repulsed by him because he's a tiefling. So he's
no,
taken aback
she
by
doesn't
this.
seem to care actually.
Okay.
She throws her arms around you and she says, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I don't know who else I could have gone to. I mean, I know that I kind of was a little hasty to go off with him, but I mean, I don't want to just leave him out here. I mean, that would be horrible."
Okay. I'm like, okay, let's head that way. You're gonna stay in the back of the group. If something comes up, you're gonna stay towards the back, and you're not gonna get hit by any swords and/or arrows. Cool.
She said, "Okay, cool." And you find it, I guess, a little bit amusing considering the weather, but alrighty. Thanks, Dad.
Does anyone else got anything to add to this encounter?
Philip would be, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this, and hands her one of the completely soaked torches from the cart.
She takes it and playfully bonks you on the head with it.
We saved you. I don't think you're ready for that just yet. And trying to take back the torch.
She actually pulls it away kind of quickly and gives you a smirk. She didn't bonk you aggressively at all, by the way. It was barely a tap on the head, especially to you.
Ah.
Okay. So,
Well, are we gonna find her fiance? I'm sure he's around here somewhere. The winter hasn't already taken him.
Do you say that
Go,
out
Neil,
loud?
go.
Yes, I do say that out loud.
absolutely.
Okay, out of
Where
the corner
would
of
the
your
winter?
eye, out of the corner of your eye, you actually do see her kind of shrink back down a little bit. She loses a little bit of this confidence that she had in her, that she was displaying. But you see her frown a little bit, but she continues on with you guys anyways.
I think I quickly, like, while she isn't looking, I like sort of backhand have us on, like, just on the arm, like, what are you doing? What'd you do that for?
What? Oral doesn't discriminate between who she takes and who she doesn't.
But where did she take them?
I have no idea.
Hey, Kai, could I get your
I'm
first
just
name
like
again?
head in hands at this point. I'm just like I'm leading the group forward.
Can you get what?
Did you say your character name was Vost?
HVOST.
Oh, I thought it was Havast, which
Nope, Vost.
Okay,
Vost.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
So we're going to the east to investigate.
So as you guys go to the eastern end of the crater, and the crater's really not that big. I mean, maybe a football field in size. It's not huge. And you go to the east side, and there's definitely kind of a clearing pass, and well, clearing would be an overstatement. It's kind of overgrown. You can tell that at one point there was a path here, but no longer. You could still walk through, but it's definitely not an established path. There's saplings here, there's brambles, all sorts.
I'm just like, Don't worry, everyone. I'm a ranger. I can get us through this. And I just sort of weave between the trees, even though that's not a hard thing to do.
The road leading east of the crater is short yet unkempt. Trees and low brush scratch along your armor or your chest as you distance yourself from the road. Each step grows increasingly difficult as the foliage thickens. By the time the road is out of sight, you are waist deep in powdered snow. So, what are you guys talking about, or how are you interacting with Kayla while you go about tromping through this overgrowth?
Can you describe what your fiance looks like?
So she looks a little bit embarrassed, but she says, "Okay, well, he's kind of a skinny, kind of a skinny guy, to be honest with you. He's fair skinned, and he had kind of short black hair. He's fairly handsome, though. I mean, to be fair, he's really handsome. He's just not the most well built guy." And she kind of shakes her head. But, anyways, well, we both left in, you know, proper cold weather clothing, and she looks down at hers, which is really tattered, and she says, "So, I mean, I would assume that that's what he's in, but I mean, I don't know what the bandits did. Like, he could probably look a lot more disfigured now if they really, roughed him up. I mean, I don't even want to think about what happened to his face."
It's probably still there.
I'll reach out at her clothing and I'll cast Bending.
Okay, she actually looks amazed as her clothing starts to kind of stitch itself back up, and pretty quickly here she's back in this really nice looking cold weather clothing. And
Can't have you freezing to death.
she looks at you, and she similarly throws her arms around you and gives you a big hug, and then goes back into walking.
Okay. I'm probably not focused on interacting with her. I'm keeping an eye out for, like, as the plants got denser. I was probably making sure we weren't like wandering in like poison ivy or anything dangerous, and I'm just trying to path us through the wilderness here, and I'm very focused on that.
Okay, after a few more minutes of wading through the snow, you actually spot a clearing to the east. Within the clearing stands a tall stone entryway leading into a portion of the mountains. For your guys's, here's your word picture. Think of Erebor from The Hobbit, except much smaller.
Okay. Is that like the Dwarven city gate? I forget.
Actually, give me a history check.
Okay. 9 plus. Do I have anything in history? Plus 2, 11.
You can tell that you can tell that it's dwarven architecture, but you can't tell which type of dwarf made it.
I can point over there. I'm like, hey, Kayla, is that the family crypt area thing?
As you say this, she actually looks at it and she says, "Oh my God, I forgot. Oh my God." And she rubs her hand on her forehead again, and she's a little more blood, but much less than before. And she says, "My mom's she's here. I haven't been here for years. I tried to forget everything about this place. Do you think that you don't think the bandits are hiding in my family crypt, do you? Oh my God, they're using my family crypt as I can't believe this. This is disgusting."
And I go, it's
We don't know if they're
probably
in
fine.
there.
What's that?
I said we don't know if they're in there. These bandits could have gone anywhere.
And there's like nothing else around. Like that's that.
Yes,
It's actually carved like basically right out of the mountain. It's a large set of double doors. They push inward, and it's entirely made of granite. It was literally carved from the mountain.
All right, but like there's there's nothing else in this clearing except like the entrance to that.
Correct.
Okay.
Unless there's something that you think would be there that I might be forgetting, which you could ask.
All right. Well, no, I'm just at this point. I'm looking for any signs of other intelligent life, like looking for tracks. I'm looking for any kind of structures, any like kind of equipment.
You actually haven't seen. There's no structures. You haven't seen any tracks. There's no equipment lying around or anything. It looks as basically as disturbed or as undisturbed as a crypt in the middle of an Arctic forest would look.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, like listen, I don't know if there's anyone in there or not, but your sister asked us to stop by here and find your mom's gravestone so we could grab the recipe off the back of it. And since you're having trouble remembering that right now, I think that might be a good thing for you too. We're gonna approach it carefully and make sure there's no one inside.
Okay, I'm gonna call a quick break really quickly. I need to get up and do something. Sorry for the short notice. Let's take 10. We'll
Okay,
be back.
that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, smartest barbarian in the league.
So much work.
Assuming that he didn't come back yet, did he?
Nope, he has not.
I'm making more coffee.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh,
I'm really missing. It's not a great environment for my hellish resistance as a tiefling. It's not super fantastic.
I mean, maybe something really impossible happened and hell froze over. Maybe that's okay.
Boo.
most would be okay with hell freezing over.
Hey, I'm in Michigan. Hell freezes over regularly.
I have a friend in Edmonton, and apparently it's colder there than it is in the South Pole.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. -30 Celsius.
Ooh.
like, I think it's like -22 Fahrenheit.
So let's say it's getting pretty close to the point where it switches over, where like it's negative, like the negative Celsius is a smaller number than the negative Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
It's getting there.
yeah, and that's about the point where once it hits -20, anything lower than that, you don't really feel the difference in. Your eyeballs just freeze a little faster.
True story. All right, go grab my cup of coffee, and I'll be good to go.
Meanwhile, Californians over here like, oh man, gonna be 80 this week.
I feel bad for you.
I miss winter.
Winter is great. You don't need to worry about dying of heat stroke in the middle of December.
We had the first white Christmas here in Washington that I've seen in 10 years, so it's
Hmm.
a little weird.
That is awesome.
Oh, what's that?
Alrighty, is everyone back?
I am.
So. Is Kai there?
I am. I'm here.
Looks good to me. Alrighty, so I put music in Discord early, but
This
okay, so you
video
guys are
is
outside
unavailable.
of this family crypt.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you're doing before you? Hold on, Abby's raising her hand instead of speaking on Discord. Oh, did that link now work?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no,
Weird, hold
not
on.
touching it. That looks more like it.
Oh my god,
That's
every
weird.
single freaking time we play.
Go for it. Just go. No worries. We'll wait for him. So how's everyone's holidays been?
Fantastic. Got a new phone, which I've been needing for a while, so
What did you pick up?
I got an iPhone 8.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
I don't really see much point in getting an 8 Plus or a 10.
Are you good, Jake?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Alrighty, so anything else you guys are doing or talking about before entering this family crypt?
I don't have anything. I'm ready to like approach it carefully. Like I'm looking for traps right now because I do
Yeah,
suspect that there's bandits or something not pleasant inside.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a investigation check. Excuse me. An investigation check, and I'm gonna need party order just for future reference.
I am in the back.
I would probably be up near the front, if not at the front.
Yeah, unless anyone says otherwise, I'm probably in front. Like I'm.
Alright, then I'm probably like either second front or like right next to you.
I just crit that investigation check, by the way.
Okay, cool. So we have Valimon, Philip, Seraphel, and then Vost, Poss. And where are you guys putting Kayla?
In the middle.
Well, apparently in the middle.
I did
Or
technically
wherever you guys
instruct her
want.
to stay towards the back earlier.
Yeah, I was gonna keep her behind me.
Okay.
Okay, someone's got to just make a decision.
See, I wanted her in front of me.
Okay, well we can have her in front of you. As long as I can see her.
Or just put her in the back, it's fine.
Okay, we'll put her in the back. So I have Valimon, Philip, Seraphel, Vost, and oh wait, I left someone out. No, yeah, and then Kayla. Alrighty. So you kind of push up and so your investigation check. You check for traps, and you are sure that this door is untrapped.
Okay. Cool.
No traps. In fact, as you look at it more, it's very intricately carved and designed dwarven architecture. Um, the fact that you recognize this architecture so well leads you to once again believe that there are no traps. Like you would definitely have found them on this door if there were any.
All right.
Um,
I'm sorry.
sure.
Quick point of order. Are the crystals dwarves? Are these dwarven
They are
people?
not. They're humans.
Okay. I kind of look at this and I look back at Kayla. I'm like, why is your family crypt buried inside a dwarven cave?
Maybe they're just really tall dwarves.
Can I make a history check on the stonework to see if I can tell what kind of dwarves made it?
Sure. Go ahead and do that. And so, as you say that, she says, "Well, my mom was kind of a popular person. You see, she had a lot of friends. You could say friends in high places, I guess. And when she passed, the some of the dwarves which she had traveled with and supported throughout her life um, asked if they could be the ones to prepare her crypt. And I mean, you know, you don't want to deny dwarves something like dwarven architecture. There's nothing more secure. Um, but
Yeah.
so of course we allowed them to, and well, here we are.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, definitely hill dwarves. You're not sure where from, but I mean the stonemasonry is really unmatched. If
All
there's
that
more you're
seems
looking for there, then I can help you out with it. But I mean, without something particular that you're looking to ascertain, that's it.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, so Valimon, as you actually push open the doors, they slide open really easily, and for their size and weight, that's kind of impressive. You do see in front of you, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post that map now. If you don't want to see it, don't look at Discord. But yeah, so alrighty, it is there.
We enter
So
in the bottom, I'm assuming?
correct. You see ahead of you without entering. You see this narrow hallway. Each square is 5 by 5.
Okay.
And oh, actually, that's the old map.
So that's not the right one?
No, that's okay. It'll work the same for you. Okay, cool. So you see this hallway right ahead of you, and that's it without walking in.
Okay.
Is it dark inside?
It is dark. So as you look in the crypt,
God bless the dark vision.
you're able to discern that the interior was carved directly from the mountain. The floors, walls, and ceilings have been carved into individual 5 square foot tiles. The walls rise roughly 15 feet before meeting the ceiling, and each crevice between the tiles has been decorated with script from various languages. The lighting within the crypt is poor at best, however, it is bright enough to find your way amidst the winding halls. Ahead of you lies a hallway which appears to bend to the right after about 15 feet. The floor here is relatively clean, spare a thin film of dust which has undoubtedly been acquired over the past few years. Dim torchlight bounces off of the walls beyond.
Okay. I'm sorry, you said dim torchlight. Like, we can see there's, like, torches inside, like, lighting, like, around the
Correct.
corner?
There,
Okay.
yeah, there are lit torches periodically. For the remainder of this area, I'm going to need you guys to be very proactive in telling me where you're going and what you're doing. Just letting you know.
Okay. I mean, I'm looking to, like, proceed slowly, but proceed carefully, like, continuing to scan for traps as I get to the corner and kind of, like, peek around it.
I will cast light on my warhammer to light up a little bit more.
So as you actually cast light on your warhammer, you do this, and for those of you with dark vision, yeah, it definitely stings a little bit. Kayla is especially kind of surprised by this. Like she was not expecting it, and it does take her like she slows down for a minute and covers her eyes, and then slowly opens them again and says, "Holy cow, that's bright! What did you do?"
Just, Oral sometimes gives me the power to bring light. Winter isn't all darkness,
She looks at you and kind of shields her eyes from the glow of your warhammer and says, "Okay, I've never seen a glowing warhammer, but neat."
Why do you think I was in front of him?
Okay.
Hurts to look at it.
Sometimes Philip knows what he's doing. Mostly when it comes to bashing things.
So the hallway continues to bend once again to the right after another 15 feet. After this bend, the hallway seems to turn left almost immediately.
Okay, so yeah, once I peek around that corner, I'm quickly like just like I quickly like kind of like do like almost like a ninja roll style and roll up to like that next corner, so I'm looking down like the long hallway.
At this point, the hallway continues for another 20 feet into an opening into a wide torch-lit room. It's not dim, but it's still poorly lit.
Right.
Do you want to shoot a lit arrow in there?
Nah,
I can cast light on your arrow. You can get a little peek.
I was like, well, I mean, I could just go up to the corner and peek myself. I have dark vision.
Well, if you want.
And I don't, but I would also look because Philip is curious.
So yeah, I think I keep on like creeping up like along that north wall, like towards the corner, so I can peek around.
As you kind of enter the room, you see that it continues to the north, forming an inverted and reflected L shape. The room is roughly 40 feet long and wide on its outer edge, while being slightly shorter along its inner curvature. On the eastern wall, there's a stone door, as well as an alcove within the wall about 20 feet to the north of that. The far end of the room gives rise to yet another hallway. The walls of this room are actually carved depicting a human woman wielding a bow while loosing a number of arrows at various creatures. Orcs, goblins, and minotaurs, as well as many other creatures, are all pictured as being slain beneath the arrows of this archer.
Can I do like a perception check to see if anything jumps out at me?
What are you looking at?
I'm just looking around the room for like
Yeah, I'd be
anything
scanning.
anything that might like. I'm looking for people who are hidden in the shadows. I'm looking for like signs of traps. I'm just doing a quick
Give me an
scan of the room for
investigation check.
danger, pretty much.
Yeah, I'd be doing general since I'd probably be looking right over him.
Okay, I'll give you both an investigation check.
23.
That's
Yeah,
a 0.
Jake might think there's something here. Sorry, Philip might think there's something here, but no, there's no one hiding in this room. You don't find any traps. You find there's a hallway to the northwestern portion of this room, and as described, the stone doorway on the eastern portion.
All right, so I'm like peeking around the corner. I kind of wave everyone up. I'm like, it looks okay. Is the door on the eastern wall closed? Just out of curiosity.
It is.
Okay.
What's her name? Kayla, right?
Correct.
I turned to Kayla and I asked her, "Was one of your ancestors a famous archer or something?" I'm like pointing at the carvings.
My mom actually was. You see, I told you earlier that she kind of had some friends in high places, but she used to be kind of like an adventurer, like you guys. And I mean, she traveled all over Faerun. She spent time with elves and dwarves and tieflings like you, and she gestures at you, Valiman, and she says, and I mean, when it came time that she passed from her illness, there were a lot of people that started traveling up here. We had the dwarves from the east. We had some less savory folk from Mintarn that sailed up the coast and came inland. But I mean, people from all over came, and the dwarves carved the hillsides, and they, alongside the elves, worked the walls into all of this art and script. And before long, we had this family tomb, but she's the only one that's actually ever been buried here. It's kind of new to us.
Can I like roll like a history check to see it, like based on like the depictions I'm seeing on the wall and stuff? Like, do I know anything about this person? Like,
You don't even need to roll. You don't know her, no.
okay. All right, so I'm like, I'm carefully like moving through the room, and I start like examining the door on the east wall. I kind of point to it and say, "Do you know what's in here?"
She shakes her head and she says, "To be honest, I really don't remember much about anything that's in here. I wasn't really present for a lot of the construction because, well, a construction site isn't a place that you generally want to be as a younger woman. But I try to kind of shut it out of my memory after my mother passed. We gave her burial, and then I just wanted to forget." And she walks over to the door with you and she says, "But to answer your question, no, I don't know what's beyond here. I don't really know what's beyond much of anything in this place."
In my head, I don't think the gravestone's in here, but I am curious and I want to see. So again, I'm probably like checking the door for traps, and then I'm probably gonna try to see if I can figure out how to open it.
Okay. You don't find any traps, but the door is locked.
Yes, I have a lockpick, and its name is Smash. Pulls out his great axe. I can open that.
Philip, we're not smashing anything in someone's family crypt. Stop it. I kind of gesture to Seraphil. You think you can unlock that before our friend here decides to do what he does best?
I can try. I'll walk up to the door and try and unlock it. 14.
If anyone else wants to give it a go, you can. I'll give one more person a go at it.
I mean, I'd be willing to try it. So it's just like straight up dex then.
Go for it. Assuming Seraphil will let you use her thieves tools.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that was a 6. So yeah, I think. And now I'm sad because I'm like, okay, guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna smash the door down. I gave everyone their shot.
Oh, Philip.
Hey, they could be hiding valuable booze words in there, or maybe just hiding.
Abby doesn't want to use Discord, I guess. So go ahead and roll a strength check to open the door. You didn't say anything. You're not.
That was a strength save, not a strength check.
Oh, sorry. Did you roll a sleight of hand for it, gentlemen?
Huh?
What?
Did you roll a sleight of hand check to open that door and I missed it?
She rolled a 14.
Yeah, she was saying that you rolled one and that I missed it. So.
I did roll one. What
was it?
It was a 6.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, that's not going to do it.
That's what I said.
All right, go ahead and give me a strength check to open this door, Philip.
How does inspiration work?
You
spend it in reroll.
Yeah,
basically
it's
a reroll.
I forgot about my inspiration. I should have thought of that. Shoot.
You can still use it if you want.
I'm going to, because that was a nat. As funny as it would be, that was a nat 1.
Door hits you in the face with a sword.
Okay, that's better. That's an 18.
All right.
18 is actually not going to do it on a strength check. You pull as hard as you can at this large door, but you can't get it open.
I was using my axe to
chop
it, not pull the door.
Okay, I actually in that case need you to roll another d20 for me.
Oh Christ.
Okay, well,
I'm standing away from the door while he's doing this, right?
Yeah,
I think as soon as he started going at it with an axe, I'm like, okay.
You need to determine what happens to your axe as you slam it into this stone.
That's a 12.
Okay, your axe doesn't break. I mean, it's a little worse for wear, but it's still in one piece.
Right, and I go, Philip, what do we just say about not smashing the doors? And also, I don't think smashing a stone door with an axe is going to be particularly useful.
You didn't know that.
Valleyman, were you going to use that inspiration to try another attempt at this or no?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to spend my inspiration on that.
Alrighty. So what's the plan?
Well, since that didn't work, Philip's just gonna go up and knock on the door. Hello, is anyone there? We're traveling salesman for the winter god.
Ah, Philip.
Have you heard the good
you
word?
Don't get a response.
I'm like, okay, why don't we just continue on and see if we can find a key for the door? Yeah.
Alrighty, well, that was interesting.
All right, I'm kind of moving up from the door to the corner there, like where the room turns west, and I'm kind of like peeking around the corner.
Okay, it's the same room as described before. You do see a hallway that leads to the west, and this hallway leads for about 15 feet before making a southward turn.
Okay. Do I see anything in that alcove?
Nope, it's just a hole on the wall, pretty much.
Why's that there?
I'm like, disappointing. But
Off
yeah,
of this room, you know.
I'm probably like creeping up towards the hallway again too, just peeking around the corners again.
Okay, so as you peek around the corner, the corridor continues for another 20 feet before taking a turn to the north. Beyond this turn, it continues for another 5 feet before entering another dimly lit room. And from this room, all you can see is a little bit of light coming from above and beneath a very thin crack in a door that's blocking it. Just before this dimly lit room is where the hallway continues to the north for another 20 feet, just before opening into another poorly lit room.
Well,
Okay. What were you about to say, Jay?
Shall we see what's behind door number 2?
You mean door number 1?
No, number 2.
Let's go to number 1.
So, out of curiosity, you guys already were at door number 1. I would also interpret this to be door number 2. So, which room are we looking to go into?
I mean, I probably peek north first, and then I turn towards the room on the west.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. The room.
Okay, so who's going to try to open the door?
Well, again, I'm probably just gonna try it. Is it locked?
It is indeed locked.
Well, I'll do the simple answer of just try and open the door with my hands. Not punching it, by the way. That'd be bad.
I think I see Phil walking on. Like, why don't you just chill for a minute? And I kind of point to Sarah Phil.
But I was just going to try the doorknob.
I did try the doorknob.
I was going to try it better because you're a wimpy wimp.
I'll just try and lockpick it again. We'll see if this one's a little better. 22.
Yeah, you're able to crack open the door, and it slides out towards you guys with ease. As you look inside, you see this room, which is 25 feet long and 30 feet wide. 4 pillars engraved with arrows stand towards each corner of the room, while a waist-high pedestal stands in the room's center. All over the floor, you see these fallen arrows, like just littering the floor, particularly in the center of the room. And there's actually nothing on the pedestal. There may have been at one point, but there no longer is.
I kind of look at this and I'm like, this seems suspicious. Can I just do a general perception check on the room again, see if anything?
Sure, give me an investigation.
17.
Yeah, as you look about, you actually notice that the room is littered with pressure plates, which I accidentally left marked on the map.
Yeah, I saw those. I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
metagame it, but I'm trying to very much play this the same way that I would have played
That's fine.
playing all along.
And you notice that there are a number of arrow traps that were pressure plates which triggered arrow traps, which someone had already triggered at some point, actually. The room looks fairly dusty and quiet, but there's nothing remaining in here other
I
than
can see
a
the
number of
pressure
arrows.
plates, right? Like, it's not like I've noticed at least one of them.
Yes.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take off my bag, my explorer's pack, and from still from the doorway, I'm gonna toss it on top of one of the pressure plates, just to test it.
Okay, out of curiosity, which one are you tossing it onto?
Probably the one
West or north?
straight ahead, like towards my west.
Okay, yeah, you throw your bag on, and you just this steady stream of arrows from floor to ceiling shoots from pillar to pillar, and your bag actually takes a couple arrows to it.
I go, okay. Glad I didn't just wander out there.
And they'll be like, hold up, there's archers in there somewhere.
I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. 18.
Okay.
Proficiency in that.
I need
No,
you
yeah,
to pick
yeah.
one one item from your bag that is not of high value that's going to be ruined.
I'm gonna say it just ruined the rations I had in there.
Okay, yeah, as you look in your bag, there's a couple arrows that have gone straight through it, and a lot of the rations that you kept are completely just torn apart and shredded.
I was gonna say that I'm down from 10 to like 2 days worth of rations. Just most of my food is destroyed. I sort of discard it.
Is the soup okay?
Yes.
I guess I still have that soup. I go, well, that's disappointing. Did the arrows keep coming or did it stop?
Actually, as long as there's pressure on the plate, these arrows keep firing, like just steady streams.
Where are they
of
coming
them.
from? Like,
They're coming from holes within the pillars.
okay.
Ah, so this is how rangers get their arrows. They come from the sky.
And I kind of laugh at that. I'm like, oh yeah, good point. I'm like, I'm probably gonna collect a whole bunch of those once.
All right, how many are you taking?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna get my bag back that's still throwing arrows out into the room.
Okay, while you do that, go ahead and everyone make me a history check, please.
18.
6.
Nat 20.
Wow. Yeah, 14.
So, Philip, you actually know something about these arrows. As he goes and he picks up some of these arrows, you recognize them to be elvish in make. They are intricately carved. The fletching on them is superb, and the tip is a broadhead tip made entirely of silver.
Okay, so I would be. Wait, hold up. Let me see that arrow. Ah, yes, you can tell by the very broad silver tip here and the very fine fletchings here. This is elven make, probably a couple decades old at least. I would say maybe 30, 40 years at minimum.
I kind of look at
Because
the
they
rest
recently changed over.
Okay. I think I look at the rest of the group and I'm like, does that sound right? Did Philip just have like a idiot savant moment? Like,
I mean, Philip knows what he's talking about when it comes to weapons. I trust him on that.
all right, I'm like still saying to the door, I'm like, can someone like lasso my bag off the pressure plate there?
I'm going to assume that you didn't throw it far enough that you couldn't somehow get it back.
All right. Well, okay. In that case, if it's like pretty close, I think I'm just gonna sort of like slide into the room and grab the bag back off the pressure plate and pull it back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Here, give me that bag, and I'll cast Mending on it.
Awesome. Okay.
You are able to repair the bag just so there's not gaping holes in it, but the rations are forfeit.
That's
Right.
fine. I didn't care about the rations anyways.
Yeah, the bag is fine.
Okay. So I did good on my perception check before. How many of the pressure plates do I see?
10.
Okay.
Is there anything actually in this room other than the pillars?
No, guys, I'm going to concede this room to you.
Okay.
I totally sent you guys a picture with marked pressure plates on my map. I cannot believe I did that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and concede that to you guys. No, this room is basically scratched.
Okay. Thanks for the follow, person on Twitch. I appreciate you. Hail Taxi.
I
Thank
too.
you.
What was her
Okay.
name?
It's Hail Taxi 094. I appreciate the follow.
Neat.
So
Uh,
there's nothing in this room.
Well, yeah, I think if I can see all the pressure plates, I'm just sort of navigating around the pressure plates. I probably grab like 20 arrows off the ground.
Okay.
Do I know if they have any like particular stat change, or are they just cool?
Nope.
Okay.
They're neat.
Would
good.
I know?
Nope. They're neat. I mean, they're really cool looking. I mean, come on, man. Elvish arrows with silver broadhead tips. That's pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, that is neat. So, yeah, I'm probably just like, do I see like any more carvings on the wall besides like the arrow markings on the pillars?
Not in this room, actually. No, this room it's very basically carved. It, as you could interpret, is probably made to take care of anyone who came in here looking for treasure.
Okay. I navigate around the room. I get like towards the pedestal in the middle. I just sort of look at it and like, is there any indication of what used to be on this pedestal whatsoever?
Actually, yes. It looks as if on top of the pedestal there's a clearing in the dust which resembles a gem, which is a little smaller than a fist. You can interpret, but it is no longer here.
Okay. Like, well, whatever was here is now gone. I think we're good here.
On to the crypt we find.
All right, so yeah, I navigate back out of the room.
Okay, so you guys are outside of the square room and at the curve of the hallway.
And again, I'm just looking north.
Oh yeah, the hallway is actually as described earlier. There's nothing special about it. There's a couple more. It's between the tiles and the walls and the ceiling. You do see things carved in Elvish and Dwarvish alike. There's actually Valimon, as you recognize some of the texts to belong to Tieflings.
Ooh, so it's just written in Infernal or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's all sorts of different languages that have been inscribed here.
Does it say anything in particular? I'm curious.
Actually, yes. To anyone that can read any of those above languages,
What were the languages?
there's Dwarvish, Elvish. We'll go with Infernal if that's what Typhons.
That is what the language is called. Yes.
Okay, neat. And actually, all that they are basically thank you notes. You can just read it. Thank you for what you did for our city. Thank you for what you did for our town. Thank you for rescuing my sheep. And they're all signed from different individuals, and they stream along the hallways and across the top of the roof.
I think I turned towards Kayla. I'm like, your mom must have been pretty dope, actually.
She nods and she says, "Yeah, she was pretty good at what she did. She was really nice too. You know, everyone she came across, we would have visitors up at the Badger all the time, and it was kind of neat because she didn't really discriminate against anyone. We would have sometimes people that would get us in a little bit of trouble from the Underdark, or sometimes we'd just have a couple of dwarves that would come. Well, by a couple, I mean a couple dozen, I guess. But we'd have dwarves come in and they would come and they were fantastic customers. I mean, I'm sure that you understand how much they enjoy their alcohol, but they would come in and they would visit, and you know they would stop and spend some time with us. But there was a wide variety of people that came.
Yeah, cool.
Kayla, can I ask how she died?
She starts to look sad again, and she says, "Well, you know, not just a few years ago, she just became really ill. It was strange. She was basically bedridden within a number of days, and she lost a lot of weight, and she looked really just pale and weak, and you know, within a couple weeks, she passed. Um, it really happened suddenly. We're not, you know, she could have just caught something. She was all over the world. Um, you know, there's no knowing what she was exposed to, but it happened pretty suddenly.
Okay. Well, with that, I'm probably pushing north a little bit and getting ready to peek around the corner into the next room.
Okay,
I'd be right behind him.
This room is 10 feet long and 45 feet wide. Another hallway leads out of this room to the north, or from the northwestern corner. The walls of this room are decorated with carvings of the same woman as before. However, now she is depicted shaking hands with elves, dwarves, and tieflings alike. They smile at each other as their hands are clasped. Half a dozen torches also are held to the walls by metal fixtures in between the carvings. Lastly, the floor of this room is similarly dusty to those before it. These carvings in the walls display this woman, and she's, like I said, she's shaking hands with people of all different races. And in their other hands, while they're shaking hands, like one elf is offering her a bow, another offering her a quiver, a dwarf is offering her a bottle with a piece of paper attached and a set of bracers. There's a tiefling who's offering her a sword, and it just goes on and on.
Okay.
To your interpretation, it's, I mean, well, I guess I'll leave that up to you, actually.
Okay. I am gaining great respect for this person. Like before, I was like, the only thing that was holding me back from sort of like, you know, looting and ravaging was the fact that her daughter was standing right next to me while doing it. But like the fact that I see depictions of her being very friendly and like, you know, accepting of tieflings, it warms me a bit. So I have great respect for the for Christina Kringle.
Yeah.
As you walk through the room and you pass one of the carvings of her with a dwarf, Kayla actually looks at you and says, "And this is the one that shows where we got the recipe from." And she points at the recipe for the Bloodstone Brew, and she says, and she actually helped out some mountain dwarves with we'll just call it a goblin infestation that they had, and it was kind of neat because she didn't just kill the goblins; she actually helped them relocate. You know, they were able to move their entire encampment and find a place of their own rather than having to dispatch them. Anyways, but the dwarves, they actually shared, well, they shared the recipe for what we call the Bloodstone Brew, and that's how the Badger was founded. You know, it's just this really great dwarven ale, and people came from far and wide to have it. But it all started from a gift, from a kind gesture from my mother.
And once again, my passion is reignited here because I'm thinking dwarves make some good booze.
That they do. Other than that, though, this room is empty.
Okay. So I don't know. I'm just sort of like taking a moment to like look around at the various wall carving stuff. If anyone else wants to take the lead.
Yeah. Brannigan is pretending to read. Ah, I see. I understand entirely what is going on.
Good thing there's a bunch of pictures, huh, Philip?
Hey, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Or at least 5 words, which is more than you know.
Hey, shut up.
I chuckle and I say, you know, I'm just messing with you, Philip.
How much is 5, by the way?
I hold up 2 hands.
I was about to say as many fingers as you had, and I thought better of it. I was thinking, I wonder if Philip has all of his fingers still.
Philip, do you indeed have all of your fingers?
I have all my fingers and some fingers someone else had.
Are these in a pouch, or are they on a necklace, or?
No. They're back at home with my mom.
Oh, okay. As you say this, Kayla actually kind of looks at you somewhat disturbed as you speak about how you've kept your mother's fingers.
No. My mom has the fingers.
As in, they are your mother's fingers, or they're someone else's
No.
fingers that your mother is hanging on to for you?
Yes, the latter.
Oh. I move away from Philip a little bit.
Hey, she taught me everything I know.
apparently wasn't much.
She taught me to never do anything right, because she then proceeded to kill everyone on the right side of the room.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of push this along. Are
Yeah,
we
okay,
continuing to the room?
I'm gonna peek around the next corner.
Please.
This hallway continues to the north for a brief 10 feet before making a turn to the east. From there, it continues on for another feet, and then it turns back to the north. Along the portion of the hallway lies a locked door to the east, as well as an open entryway to the north. A faint green light comes from the room to the north.
My curiosity about the green light is definitely taking over here. I'm creeping slowly towards the north to try to peek around the corners.
Okay, unrelated. I'm going to bring it up again because we have been in here for a while. Party order. Are we still going Valimon, Philip, Seraphel, Vost, and Kayla?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I think I've more or less declared it. I'm up front.
Okay,
Yeah, sounds good.
cool. Okay, so you're going towards the room with the green light. This room is comprised of two small portions, which are both 15 feet long and wide. These two small rooms are joined by a small 5-square-foot corridor, at which point a thin green liquid coats the floor. The liquid continues into the western room as the floor slopes downwards. Along the western wall stands a stone figurine which resembles an angel of death, a shining silver key dangling from a fine chain upon its outstretched hand.
Where does the liquid start in the close room?
Referring as these rooms to a dumbbell, the grip.
Okay.
Smack in that little 5x5 corridor.
I'm gonna go up and examine the goo on the ground.
How are you examining it?
Like I'm moving up to it slowly, and I'm just looking at it closely to see if it's something that I recognize through my alchemical training and stuff.
Give me. Ooh. Give me. I'm gonna say an investigation check
All right.
and add 1 to that check.
Let's see here. That's 14 plus what's my investigation? 0. So 14. Okay, so 15.
All right. Yeah, actually that'll do it. You
Yeah,
recognize
a whole bunch of feedback there for a second. What's
Yeah,
Sorry. You do recognize this liquid.
and now you're really distant.
Did your mic just come disconnected or something, dude? Come loose?
Hold on, just 1 second.
Okay, I'm glad that wasn't just on my end, because
Yeah,
I
no,
wasn't
no.
saying anything earlier.
How is this?
That's
Better.
good.
That's better.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, we're definitely not at home, so
Okay.
we're working on it. Okay. Yeah, you can discern that this is actually acid of some sort.
Okay.
But not the fun kind.
Not the fun kind.
Is there a fun kind?
Depends on your definition of fun, I suppose.
I take like a small like knife out of my my backpack and see if I can like scoop some of it up and like put it into like a little tube.
As you actually insert the knife and try to draw it back out, you notice that all of the knife that was inserted has been completely disintegrated.
Like, okay, probably shouldn't touch that, guys.
Maybe we should just continue on and get what we were here for instead of dungeon delving into some weird archer hero's crypt. I feel very uncomfortable right now.
And I'm
Well,
like,
maybe.
just what can I see through the door? Like I see that key hanging, right?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
What do I see through like that past the acid? Do I just see like the key hanging? You said or
There's no door in the twin rooms, the northwesternmost room.
right?
There's no door. It's an open room, and on the western edge, I'll read it again. Along the western wall stands a stone figure which resembles an angel of death, a shining silver key dangling from a fine chain upon its outstretched hand.
That key might be useful, but
But we don't know that.
Hold on, let me
I'm like,
see.
okay, fine. Let's just go check the other door. And I stomp back off suddenly.
Hold on. I'm just see. Okay, no, I don't have anything to say. Maybe if
I'll just go and check the other door and see if it's unlocked.
It is locked.
Oh, yay!
Want to try to pick it?
I will try and pick this one as well. 12.
That is not going to do it. If anyone else wants to give it another go, I'll give one more of you guys a chance.
This is
I
a
hold out
stone
my
door? What kind of door is
lockpick.
this?
It's actually a dwarven stone door.
Okay.
And there's, as far as a keyhole goes, it's really only a small hole. It's definitely going to be hard to pick your way through, especially if you hadn't had exposure to these before.
Okay.
Is anyone else giving it another go?
no, because I was going to use a pickaxe, not a lock pick.
So yeah, does anyone else? I mean, I guess I'll try it if no one else is gonna try it, just because
Okay, I'll hand him my.
I think I might be.
tools.
I think I might be the next most dexterous, and then I got a 5. So
Yeah, that is also not going to do it.
What's your dexterity by chance?
it's +2.
You can't
Oh,
get this
+3.
door open.
Okay, I'm like, all right. Listen, here's how we're gonna do this. We need that key. Philip, toss me over the acid. I'll grab the key.
Can do, good buddy. Can do. So, what, just a strength?
Sorry, I got up for a quick second. Are you trying to force the door open?
No.
Okay, sorry.
That would be smart.
Sorry. What were you trying to do?
Philip's gonna pick me up and throw me over the acid so I can grab the key.
Is this a legitimate, is this actually going to happen?
Yeah, that's what they want to
I'm
do.
having second thoughts now that you're asking that, but yeah.
Okay, describe this to me, and we're going to be we're doing it now.
Okay.
This is happening. I need you to describe how you're throwing him.
Okay, I'm going to pick him up by his torso, right?
Oh my god, I'm dead. I'm so dead. This room is hella trapped.
And I'm going to lift him up above my head and just move back maybe 2 steps. Take a short.
Wait. How's he gonna get back?
Cross that bridge when we get there.
Cross that bridge if you survive.
Wait, there's a bridge? If there's a bridge, why don't we take that?
Oh my god. Okay, so you're throwing him. I'm going to need a strength check. I'll even give you athletics. Are you proficient in athletics?
Yes,
Sure
I
hope
am.
so.
Okay, I will give you athletics. I will give you that bonus on this. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
I got a 17, 19 if there's advantage.
There's not advantage, but a 17 will do it.
Okay.
You're a lie.
Valimon, I'm going to need you to make an acrobatics or a dexterity saving throw. I guess they're the same if you're not proficient. Saving throw check
Okay.
with advantage because of that.
Dex. Okay, Dex saving throw. 22.
Okay, you're able to hold on to this statue. You are secure.
Oh, was the acid covering the whole floor?
Yes.
Oh shit! I thought it was just the space between. I have no idea how I'm getting back now.
Well, we've dealt with the tiefling. Let's go.
First and foremost, please throw us the key.
I do that.
Okay, you throw this key back in the party, but now you're kind of stranded on this.
Okay, no, I have a
this
plan. I have a plan.
Statue.
Okay, here's my plan. To the top of the statue, I tie an end of my hempen rope. as high as
Okay.
I can on the statue. Okay?
Okay.
And I take the rest of the coil of the rope and I throw it to the party.
Okay.
And
And
I tell them to tie it to something low on the other end of the room. Like, even if they just like stick a stake in the ground and like tie it to that or something.
I could hold it.
Okay.
I could tie it to maybe like if there's any brackets on the wall for the torches.
There are.
It has to be
sconces
low
on
to the
wall.
ground. I'm planning on zip lining back here.
Won't you touch it? Like how tall is the room? The statue?
Yeah, how high is the statue?
The statue, oh gosh, from the surface of the acid, it's not that tall. I'll give it 5 feet. So if you were to tie it to the top of the statue, to
Zip
the
line
bottom.
right into the acid.
Hold on, I need to draw a freaking triangle and do some theorem stuff here.
No,
That's
you're
my
just gonna
bad,
zip line
dude.
into the acid.
You
D&D,
had a-
also a helpful math lesson.
50 feet would definitely do it. I mean, lengthwise, 50 feet is of course going to do it. The angle, the return angle is probably not going to. Goodness, yeah. How tall are you? I know you're skinny, but how
I'm
tall are you?
average tiefling height. I don't know. Let me check how much that is. Because I didn't actually put that on my character sheet when I made it last week.
Do you
121.
like to tightrope walk or slackline?
If it's not enough for me to actually zip line down, I'm probably just gonna go hand over hand and like sort of like scooch my way down it.
Okay.
You really
Base
pulled
height.
a Brannigan.
Base height, 4'9" plus 2d8, so that's 4.5, so plus 9 inches. So I'm 5.
Just over
I'm
5.
5'6". We'll call it that.
Yeah, if you were to zip line down, you would pretty much be guaranteed to hit this acid.
Okay. Well, I tell them to tie it across the room then, somewhere. And once they do that, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull on my end of the rope and like test it to see if it's holding.
What are you guys tying it to?
To my bicep, of course. The strongest thing in
Okay.
this room.
Okay. And you're going to try to climb your way across this rope
That is
over a
correct.
pit of acid. Okay. I will give you. I'm going to say acrobatics unless you've got. Let's go acrobatics or sleight of hand, whichever is higher.
It does not matter. 17.
Okay. So I'm not going to tell you the result, but do you want to use a point of inspiration on this?
No, I don't.
Okay. And reminder, inspiration can be used for other people too, not just yourself.
Yeah. I forgot about that,
Philip,
actually.
I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Well,
Don't fuck me, Philip.
With advantage.
well, with advantage, that's 11. Do you want to use that inspiration now?
I think I'll spend that inspiration right now.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll that. And I don't actually know how inspiration works with advantage. I'm going to let you re-roll both because that sounds cool.
Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's an 11.
I trusted him to do this.
Oh, no.
You really Branniganed it up.
What was it? What was the roll here? What was the highest out of all 4?
11.
Oh my goodness.
I rolled 2 11s for my advantage.
Okay, so you're kind of caught off guard. You get distracted by something or someone distracts you. You think
There's a butterfly.
you think that Kayla's awful pretty, and halfway as Valiman gets halfway across this slack line, you start to drop the rope a bit. So Valiant, you don't hit the acid. Whatever's on your back does. Philip,
Okay.
you're able to catch the rope in time, and Valiant doesn't. He doesn't fall in the acid, but your backpack, and we're gonna play this in a second here. Your backpack is mostly destroyed.
Oh, rip
Um,
backpack.
So you get
Whoops.
across, and now you can do it on your own. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to say that your backpack had 2 side pockets to it.
Okay.
Anything you could fit in those side pockets, realistically, go ahead and save. Everything else in your bag is going to be forfeit.
Okay.
So
I
think of
probably
like a
kept
standard backpack.
all my alchemical stuff there. I'm just gonna say like the things that I have are my underscorch flowers, my wisdom berries, my intelligence berries, and my 2 potions. That cookie, the soup is gone, and like my backpack, bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, torches, rations, all gone. I guess the water skin too. So,
I'm going to stand up for like 10 seconds as you figure that out. Go ahead and mark it off as you think is fair.
yeah, I'm just gonna start deleting things. That, 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 that. Kind of sad about the water skin though. Would like to still have that. Soup.
Sorry, I have a granola bar. I'm like starving.
Okay. Okay. Good news, guys. I have a much lighter load than I'm carrying now.
So I can throw you even farther next time.
Exactly.
You know why? Maybe in hindsight, you should have taken off the backpack.
Maybe in hindsight, you should have not gotten distracted while holding the rope. Or tied it to something.
I mean, you were the one who Brannigan'd it up.
Are you using that as a verb for yourself?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys got the key. Congratulations. What are you doing?
I
Not
suggest
everyone all
that
at
we
once.
open the door.
Shall we test the door?
Okay, so you guys are opening door number 3, correct?
I
Yep.
suppose so.
Okay. Let's see. Where'd that go? Sorry, I'm juggling paperwork on my makeshift table. Okay. Yeah, the door opens, and as you push open the door, you actually displace a number of dry, cracked bones which are resting upon the floor. Upon examination of the room, it is apparent that nearly half a dozen corpses have found their rest within this room, which is 20 feet wide and 15 feet long.
Looks like we missed the party.
Looks like we might die if we step into this room. Can I do a general perception check, see if I can look around the room, see if there's anything in particular that stands out to me as what might have caused all this death?
You just see the hallway to the east. It's pretty freaking poorly lit in here as well. So
Dark vision.
that is true. It doesn't change what you see, but I'm just letting you know it's pretty dark.
Okay.
Man, it's dark
anyone
in
have
there.
some thoughts on this?
It's dark in there. If only someone had a torch.
I had
Wait
some
a minute.
torches.
Wait a minute. I've got a torch. And I pull out a torch.
I'd light it for you, but my tinderbox is broken.
Yeah, if only we had. Wait a minute. I also have a box of sparky stuff.
While he's doing this, I cast light on his torch.
Kayla once again shields your eyes and she says, "Oh, I am never gonna get used to that. Oh my goodness."
Don't worry. You stare at the sun long enough, and this looks tame by comparison.
Can you
Okay.
cast light on one of my daggers?
I can.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm tossing the torch into the room to get a better look, I suppose.
You just see bones. I mean, This is an empty room aside from these corpses, some of which are sitting against the walls, some are completely scattered from the door.
Okay, you said your fiance was skinny. Was he that skinny?
She looks down at the corpses and kind of at the tattered clothing that they have left, and she goes, "No, no. What is no, 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 no." I mean, I'm not really an anatomical genius, but I don't think any of these are him.
I'll be like, anyone want to be brave and step into the room? Into
Yeah,
the
I need
death
to be
room?
brave.
After
You
you,
look brave for
leader
that
and
key.
acid defying man.
I sigh.
I mean,
What's up?
bravery. I mean, bravery is just half of stupidity. So I could easily go in.
I give Philip a pat on the shoulder and be like, "That's the spirit."
And I will.
As you step into the room, you step into the room.
Yes.
No, that's it. You just step into the room. Like walk
I-
through a doorway. It's magical.
I've done it.
That's great.
Can't wait to write home to Mom about this.
Lead on across the room.
He's
And I
just
probably
kind
wait
of,
until he gets about 15 feet ahead of me before I start following.
All right, Philip, where are you going?
he's basically just kicking the bones in front of him and trying to head to the other end of the hall.
Okay, so you continue on through the hallway.
And again, as he gets about 15 feet into the room, I start trailing him.
Okay, Seraphel, Vost, what are you guys doing?
I'm waiting for them to cross before I even set foot in that room.
I'll just follow them.
Okay, so Vost, you're outside the door?
I'm just at the door.
Inside of the room or outside of the room?
Inside of the room.
Okay, as you all cross into this room, the door slams shut behind you. Kayla is also with you, by the way. She is in the room with you. She's not on the other side. As the door shuts behind you, you notice that there's no handle on this side of the door. As it slams shut, a lever flips up nearly 75 feet to the east beyond, well, basically at the end of the hallway.
Alright, so the door just slammed behind us, and a lever is 75 feet to the east at the end of the hallway?
Correct.
I interpret this as... I think my interpretation of this is we're about to get cooked by something if I don't move right now, so I think I just break into a sprint running towards the end of the hall towards that lever, fully cognizant of the fact that I'm probably going to be trying to dodge traps from the left and right.
Okay, let's go down party order. Philip, where are you in this room?
I'd probably be right at the doorway, looking out the door, kind of knocking, like, "Hello, who shut the door on us? That's very rude, you know."
Seraphel, where are you?
I'm gonna examine the door and kind of see how it closed and where the locking mechanism is.
Lost?
I'm trying to get away from the bones, away from through the room.
Okay,
from the
where are you
door.
standing on a square by square basis, essentially? Because I'm drawing you guys out on my map.
Close to the exit of the 3x4 room.
Okay, on the west side, so it's Seraphel and Philip.
No, the other side, the east side.
Okay. Kayla will be next to you, kind of towards the east side of that room. And let me get this straight. So you guys are examining this door, and Valimon is making a total sprint to the
Right.
lever.
I am very cognizant of the piles of bones in the entryway of this area, and I don't want to become one of them.
Yep,
You get to the lever just fine, actually.
And I sort of, before I pull it, I turn back and I look. Is anything happening behind me?
No.
Don't pull that lever. Don't pull the lever. Don't
Right.
do it.
I'm like, okay, did I see anything on my left and right, like as I was like running past through this hallway?
Give me a perception check, actually.
8.
Yeah, no.
All right, I stop, and I'm just standing next to the lever. I feel like this lever's gonna be important at some point, but I'm not gonna touch it yet.
Okay, you do see the hallway to the north and a little bit to the south of you, as the map portrays.
Mhm.
So, I'm just letting you know that.
How's it going back there, guys?
Well, the door's shut, and whoever shut it does not want to talk to me.
I
I'm
start
just gonna-
gingerly making my way across.
I'm
Okay.
gonna follow him and kind of look in the crevices as I move around.
Okay.
And then Philip just kind of shrugs. It's like, yeah, well, if you can't beat them, join them, and then just walks away from the door.
I'd like to reiterate that I
Okay.
love that you're doing the Zap Brannigan voice this entire time.
So, as you guys walk through this hallway, Philip, mostly for you, it's so narrow. Both of your shoulders are touching the wall. The rest of you guys can make your way through, but you are literally squeezing yourself through the hallway. It's without a doubt single file. So, oh wait, do I have 2 people to be? I do. Okay. So you guys are stacked up. Oh, sorry, push to talk sucks. Valimon, you're east against the wall by that lever,
Right.
all the way on the east side of the hallway, and there's a number of people behind you. In the order that you guys said, I have Vost, Kayla, Seraphel, and Philip.
Yep.
Correct?
Sounds about right.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm making
This
my
is
way
nice.
across.
I'm gonna investigate some of the alcoves as we walk through.
Give me an investigation check.
Guys, do you mind if I just break for just like a minute?
Okay.
Because I'd like to say goodbye to my girlfriend who's about to leave.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
Yeah,
Let's
go.
take a few minutes and come back.
okay.
Okie doke.
Okay, is anybody not back? Raise your hand if you're not here.
I raise my hand.
I also raised Kai's hand.
Oh, thank you.
We're just waiting
I'll
for
have two
Richard then.
hands raised.
Kai, how are your kittens?
Whisper's getting bigger, and my big one Vlad has accepted her, but still tries to eat her all the time.
I need pictures at some point, please.
Yeah, I'll get some pictures on my phone.
Did they like the snow?
Vlad does because he's an outside cat, but we're making sure Whisper stays inside. So she hasn't seen it yet, and most of it's gone already. It was around for a day or two.
You could bring snow inside for the cat.
I could. My issue is Vlad was a stray before we got him, so he like eats everything, and we have to feed her with closed doors because he'll eat her food. But apparently she eats his food too, so I have to keep her out of his spot where she'll eat his food. But strangely, he doesn't get mad. He just lets her eat it. So I don't know. He's weird. My cats are weird.
Literally hurting the cats.
Yeah. My dogs kind of steer clear of them because Vlad has traumatized them. When we got Vlad, he was kind of mean to them, and my dog Casper is super skittish around cats now. Like as soon as they move, like he'll like get up and run away. He's been swiped at one too many times.
How was your guys' holiday?
It was good.
Yeah.
We cook, so we cooked for my wife's family. So it was fun. And I'm a good sous chef. I peeled like 30 potatoes. Let me see if I have any pictures on my phone.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm back.
No problem. All right, Kai, I do expect pictures at some point. Don't care when, but I do need pictures.
Pictures of what?
Of his cat. And that'll go to the no context subreddit.
Fantastic.
Neat. Okay,
It'll
so
be like the same thing for me. This post have been Discord, and I'll get no context.
You guys are stacked up against this wall. Valleyman, you're the only one that can currently move to the north. So what are you guys doing?
Do I see like any inscriptions on like the lever? It gives me any clues to what this lever does?
That's a negative. There are still inscriptions on the walls that are more thank yous, but there's nothing on the lever.
Wait, I made a 23 perception check.
Did you really?
Or investigation, sorry.
Okay, so as you walked through the corridor in the alcoves, you actually notice a number of darts that have fallen into the alcoves.
There's darts in the alcoves?
Seraphel saw that. No one else did.
Did Seraphel mention anything about it?
I'll kind of point it out to those in the hallway with me.
I'll like. Okay, someone made the lever for a second. I kind of want to go take a look at the darts to see if I can like identify like if there's any poison there on it or something.
Okay, you could not get back to these alcoves currently. Like there's people in the way physically.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm basically a wall.
Oh, it's real narrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's for Philip. It's literally shoulder to shoulder.
I think I take a step north and like, can someone like move into the south here and then back everyone else back up a little bit? I kind of want to take a look at the darts.
Okay, so let's go back through party order here. Give me from left to right the order of a party, and you guys can figure it out real quick. Putting Kayla in there somewhere.
I would be at the back because I was the last one to leave the bone room.
I would be in the front.
All right, so Philip in the back. We have Vost in the front. Who's in the middle?
Well, that's what I was. Okay, here's what I was trying to. Like, I think I'd take one step to the north, so like into that first square, past the lever. And I'm hoping someone will shift, like either some person will shift down to the south. That way they can reach the lever, just in case, and so I can move back towards that. So that's what I want to happen. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm gonna say that you can get to them. I just need the party order. So I need Seraphel, Kayla, and you to decide where you're gonna be in this order.
I think Kayla and I will be after the leader.
Actually, hold on. So we would need Valimund to be in that by the alcove. So he's gonna be square in the middle. Who is towards the back and who is towards the front on either side of Valimund?
I'm towards the front.
Well, you're in the front. So
So,
sorry,
yeah,
I need Seraphel and Kayla.
Did Seraphil and
So-
Kayla back up, or I assume they backed up, right?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put Kayla right in front of Philip and Seraphel right in front of Valimund. Okay, that works. Don't worry about it.
All right, I'm looking at the darts.
Okay. Yeah, you can actually determine that they are indeed poison.
Can I determine what kind of poison it is with like a nature check or something?
Sure.
All right, what's my nature? It's +2, so that would be a 10.
Painful poison. Knocks out your respiratory drive, in fact.
It's my favorite kind.
I think how many, like, can I scoop a couple of them up?
Sure. How are you going to store these so they don't poke you, considering you don't have a backpack?
Shoot, I don't really have a way to do that. All right, I don't touch them.
Okay.
I could keep some in my bag.
Philip, you actually also recognize that that these are of elven make.
Ah. I'm not going to go on another tirade about the exact make and model, but just imagine he does.
Okay, so you guys get, we'll say, 6 darts.
Okay, so I don't know who's holding them, but apparently it isn't me.
Seraphel said she'd hold them.
Okay.
Okay, so leading on with now Vost in the front.
Yeah, unless we want to reorder it all, but that sounds like a nightmare, so I recommend that we don't do that.
Okay, so you guys continue up this hallway. No one pulling the lever?
I don't want
Not
to touch
for
them.
now. I don't plan on touching it. No one's dead yet.
Alrighty. This hallway is a long, narrow hallway which is about 40 feet long and less than 5 feet wide. A dim light radiates from a doorway upon the northwestern portion of the hallway.
Gonna let our ranger friend back in the front.
Can I get past him to do this?
Well, there's like a little alcove below us, so I can step into that, let you by.
Everyone's aware that I'm the lowest level character here, and if I could get like one shot by shit, right?
I'm aware that I'm a cleric, and I do not belong in the front.
Okay.
I'm aware that you keep insisting on going first.
Someone's got to take some initiative. Okay.
I was going to. I'm the barbarian.
We could go back to the earlier party order, which is Valimund, Philip, Seraphel, Vost, and Kayla in the very back.
Sounds good.
Any objections?
No objections.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys continue through the hallway to the north. And you come to this large room, which is to the west of this hallway. So the long hallway opens up into the largest room, which you have found at this point. This poorly lit chamber is roughly 25 feet long and 60 feet wide. Towards the western edge of the room is another raised stone pedestal. This one, however, on top, is holding a man. His hands are peacefully folded across his chest. So the little what looks like a hole in this room is the kind of burial chest.
The
And
sarcophagus.
I'm not going to say that you guys have entered yet. So, Valleyman, you're the only one that currently sees inside the room, unless you go to the alcove to
Alright.
the north, so someone else can see.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make a perception check from here. See if there's anything that jumps out at me.
What do you're just looking at the room in general? I mean, there's a guy in the room resting on this burial plot.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm looking
Actually,
for
okay,
signs
yeah,
of
go ahead
trap,
and roll a
like
perception
holes in the
check.
wall, pressure plates, etc.
Go ahead and roll both a perception and an investigation, please.
Okay, perception is a 6, and investigation is a 14.
Sorry, can I get those again? You were kind of quiet.
6 and 14, perception, investigation, respectively.
Okay, you see a couple items surrounding the kind of burial sarcophagus here. You can't tell what they are. Your investigation check lets you know that there are no traps in the room
Alright.
that you can find.
Well, without having a reason to not, I'd take a step into the room.
I would follow immediately.
Follow the party into the room.
Okay. Next piece of music coming for anyone that wants it.
Yeah. Okay.
Not ominous at
So-
all.
As you guys walk into the room, you quickly realize that the man lying on the pedestal is long dead. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get an order here. Go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
It's
not
that-
ominous at all.
16.
A man and a woman. 5.
What's my initiative? Okay.
Wow.
14.
Seraphel?
16.
Oh boy, and I got a 23. This is
Oh
fun.
joy.
So as you guys walk in the room, it is obvious that the gentleman has been dead for some time. And Vost, you actually feel something sink into your neck from behind you. You are going to take
Guess I should have looked up.
4 piercing damage
Okay.
and 10 necrotic damage.
Oh, wow.
Those of you who were not bit, turn around to see Kayla, who has now bitten into Vost's neck, and there is blood coming out freely from his neck.
Ah! What the?
Excuse me, miss. That was unnecessary.
She seems to be completely unfazed. You see now that she has fangs bearing down over her lips, which are dripping with blood.
Oh.
I raise a single finger. I'm like, I don't think that's actually Kayla Kringle.
Let's see. Top of the order is going to be Seraphel and Valymon. What's your dex modifiers?
+2.
+3.
All right, Seraphel, you're up.
Okay, seeing this, I'm gonna try and attack Kayla with my rapier. 10.
10 is not going to do it. Valymon, you're up.
I'm going to just move as far west into the room as I can, so I move in 30 feet and I pull out a bow and I fire one of the elven arrows we picked up in the trap room.
Okay, go for it. Roll to hit.
Okay, that is a 16.
16 will do it.
Okay. That's 1d8 plus 2. That's not a d8. That is 6.
Alrighty. Kayla shrieks as the silver point of this arrow digs into her arm and kind of tears away at her a bit more than you would imagine a normal arrow to do.
Point of order. I just want to. I'm just gonna throw this out here. I have a thing called favored enemy. Let's see here. You have advantage on wisdom, survival checks to track your favorite enemies, as well as wisdom/perception insight checks involving your favorite enemies, and on intelligence checks to recall information about them. You also gain +2 bonus to damage with weapon attacks, which +2 damage bonus to weapon attacks against my favorite enemy. My favorite enemy is fiends. If she is a fiend, she takes 8 damage instead of 6.
Monster manual time.
I'm gonna. This is a
Ooh,
called
right
shot
open to
right
the
here.
page.
She's a fiend. I'm so happy right
Not a
now.
fiend.
Damn.
Yep, sorry about that. Nice try.
That would have been sick though.
Alrighty. Philip, you're up.
Okay, well, seeing as, kind of trying to eat my compatriot, I'm going to pull out my great axe and let out a great swing.
Go ahead and roll.
Yep, okay, so that would be just a regular d20 with proficiency. So, that's a 17?
17 will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. 1d12 damage. Well, that's a 1. That's disappointing.
So, as you swing, your axe goes straight through her. It doesn't actually seem to harm her at all.
Oh god. At this point, I see this, and I'm like,
Maybe I
if
wasn't
anyone's
mad
got
enough.
silver weapons, now's the time.
Boss, it's going to be your turn.
Well, I'm gonna grab onto her and I'm gonna cast inflict wounds at 2nd level.
What type of spell is that?
It's necromancy.
Do you have a page number on that spell?
Let me look it up.
Inflict wounds.
Yep. It is page 253. It doesn't affect it doesn't heal undead if that's what you're trying to get at.
But it's necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your 3d10.
2nd level, it should be 4d10.
Oh, sorry, 4d10.
Don't you have to make a melee spell attack roll first, though?
I have to make a melee spell attack.
Go for it.
Oh, 8.
Yeah, 8's not going to do it. As you go to grab onto Kayla, she whirls around and gives you kind of this wicked grin. And as you're reaching to touch her, she actually grabs your hand at the wrist and throws you back just a bit. She is far stronger than she appears to be. And it's going to be her turn. Valiman, how does a 19 treat you?
Not great. Yeah, that hits.
All right, you take a swipe of a claw across the chest for 9 points of damage. You get hit really hard.
Hey, I'm pretty far away from her. She's in the back, right?
That's true. You're right. Okay, sorry. You're right. So that's going to be...
She can't charge me if she wants, but she's going to take an attack opportunity for everyone, I think.
I forgot that you mentioned that you were going away. Okay, sorry. That's going to be Philip. Philip, how does a 19 treat you?
That hits.
Okay, that's going to be 6 to you then. Or 9,
6.
sorry.
9, okay.
Unless you have any resistance to slashing.
Nope. I got no armor, so.
Alrighty. And you also get hit again for same thing, same slash for 5 points of damage. So she comes up to you as you miss your attack, and she rakes you across the chest after she whirls around from Vost. And she slashes at you twice, and she gets you pretty good across your unarmored chest.
That's gonna leave a mighty fine scar. Ow!
Seraphel, your turn.
Okay, seeing the ineffectiveness of regular weapons and after hearing Val call out, I'm going to try to attack her with my dagger that's imbued with light.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it.
17.
17 hits.
So it's 7 points of damage, and then do I get a sneak attack since she's on someone else?
Yes, go ahead and roll your additional d6.
Plus 5, so 12 points.
It actually seems to harm her a lot more than you would have anticipated. As this dagger of light enters into her back, she screams and wails. It's almost deafening within this.
Is that radiant damage? What was that?
This room. And you pull the dagger out of her back, and it's definitely left a gnarly mark on her.
It should be piercing damage.
Okay. I wasn't sure if the fact that it was imbued with light meant that like it had like radiant damage or something associated with it.
Valleyman, you are up.
I cast Detect Magic.
Okay. What are you looking at?
I'm like, well, first and foremost, I'm looking at her. And then I'm looking around the room.
Okay. You see her, and the cloak that she is wearing appears to be magical. It glows
illusion
faintly.
magic of some sort.
That is a negative. I actually don't know what type of magic it would be, to be honest.
Okay.
No, it's not illusion magic, to answer your question. Additionally, around the sarcophagus, you see a bow, a quiver, a set of chainmail, a set of boots, bracers, and a longsword. Everything except for, and this is arguable, the chainmail has a faint glow to it.
It's like evocation magic? I don't know.
You know what? That's my fault. I don't know how to describe the different types of magic to you.
Here, I'm gonna pull up the thing. I'm just gonna go quickly read down what the different schools of magic, so.
Do you have a page number? Because I can look at it as.
It should be under the wizard stuff. So.
Well, isn't pretty much everything magical equipment wise an enchantment?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I would say that the best description to all of those would actually be enchantment.
Alright, well, I'm gonna use my movement to grab the bow and arrows that are enchanted.
Alrighty, you do that.
And I quickly yell, I'm like, got some magical equipment over here, guys.
Philip, you're up.
Magical equipment, you say? What kind of equipment? Because I was kind of getting bits of just cutting out here and there. I didn't want to interrupt.
Alright, there's a bow, a quiver, which
I grabbed.
Valimon has taken. There's a set of chainmail, boots, bracers, and a longsword.
Well, I'll take that longsword. So I guess I will disengage and go to the items.
Okay. And you'll be able to get there and grab the longsword.
Okay.
Does
guess.
he take an attack of opportunity as he does that?
No, he specified disengage.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
yeah.
So that's my turn, basically. So longsword, that's a D10 if I use two hands. Okay.
Seraphel. Oh no, my bad. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong list. Philip, that was your turn. So, Vost, go ahead.
I will attempt to cast Hold Person on Kayla. And her spell save DC is Wisdom, and it's 14.
I got so many books. Okay, 14.
Yep.
She rolls a 5, so that's not going to do it.
So she's paralyzed for 1 minute.
Is there a recurring saving throw on that or no?
At the end of each of its turns, it can attempt to make another wisdom saving throw to break it.
At the end of each turn. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, and it is going to be her turn. So her action will be taken up being paralyzed, and she's going to make her saving throw. That's a 17 unmodified, so that's going to do it. And it's going to be back to Seraphel.
Okay, I'm gonna attack her again with the dagger. And then is Voss within 5 feet of her? Since you just cast that on her?
Well, yeah, I should be still within melee range because I had to touch her for inflict wounds.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
awesome. $19.
19 will hit.
And that will be 13 points of damage.
What was his attack with?
My light dagger.
Okay. And that was how much? Sorry.
13.
Alrighty.
Max damage.
Valimon, you're up.
Where am I in the room right now?
To my interpretation, you're on the eastern portion of the sarcophagus.
All right. Where in that sarcophagus is located in the middle of the room? Like,
That's the square in the western portion of the room.
okay, I see. Well, I just like from there, I'm just gonna fire an arrow using the new enchanted bow,
Are you going to do that?
and I'm gonna pull. There's arrows in that quiver, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire one of those. Where's my D20? Oh, there it is. It's 5 plus 6 to hit is my normal longbow thing. So
Not
11.
going to do it. Are you making any movement?
I don't see any reason why I should. I'm gonna stay right there.
Okay, Philip, you're up.
All right. Well, Philip will move right back into combat with his newly found shiny sword and take a slash at her. That's an 11.
Yep, 11 is not going to do it. Lost, your turn.
I will use my final level 2 spell slot to try to inflict wounds on her again. 13.
13 is not going to do it, no. Alrighty. Kayla's going to turn to you after you miss another inflict wounds, and she crits.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I told you guys I have my good dice out. Sorry. Holy cow.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, you know, I misrolled that. My bad. You got lucky. Okay, you might be worse off now.
Yeah, I wasn't rolling my loaded die. That was weird.
No, I actually rolled higher on my D4 than my D6s.
Holy shit.
He impales you in the abdomen with a clawed hand, and you take 16 points of piercing damage.
Okay, as a reaction, she has to make a dex saving throw.
Alrighty. That's a 3
Okay,
unmodified, so I'm going to assume that won't happen.
So she takes 2d8 thunder damage from Wrath of the Storm, and I'm going to channel my divinity to deal maximum damage on that. So she takes 16 thunder damage.
Alrighty, 16. Yeah, that hurt. Are you still standing after that, by the way?
I am. I have
Okay.
5 points left.
How many?
She also
How many hit
goes-
points?
13.
Okay.
She also attempts to grapple you, and she misses her tackle. And she kind of falls to the floor, but she rolls across her spine and stands back up, more towards the eastern portion of the room. Seraph, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get her with the dagger again, and I imagine she's not by anyone this time.
No, she's fairly isolated, so you'd be moving up to her and attacking.
Okay, that's fine. 9.
Yep, 9's not going to do it.
Okay.
Valiman, your turn.
I'm gonna chug my potion of mind reading and focus on Kayla.
Okay.
Which pretty much means that I cast Detect Thoughts on her. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most important in its mind in that moment, and as an action, you can either shift your attention to other creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. If you probe deeper, the target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, hates. If it succeeds, the spell ends. So I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on her using my potion, and I'm going to probe deeper if I can.
Okay, what information are you particularly looking for?
Like what the deal? Like why? What its particular motivation, and like if there's any way I what is concerning to this creature to see if I can like figure out a way to reason with it.
Okay, so she failed her saving throw. I'm assuming that a unmodified 7 is not going to get there.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's not going to happen. Okay, so primary justification is she's concerned about feeding.
Okay.
Things that she fears would be light and running water. And you had one more thing there. What was that?
I gain emotional state.
She's actually worried. She seems very concerned and not
running water.
Not frantic, but definitely concerned.
Okay, running water. Okay. And how long does this last? It's concentration up to 1 minute, so I can see. Unless she's. Let's see here. Questions from. When you cast the spell, if your action during duration, you can search for thoughts within 30 feet of you. Okay, so I could re-probe on her anytime within the next minute, and she has to attempt the saving throw.
That'll probably last the remainder of combat. Let's see. Philip, you're up.
Do I get any sensation of why she waited until now to do this, to launch her attack? Like what the motivation was for waiting until we got to this point?
I mean, you are pretty deep into the back of this mountain now. I mean,
right.
I guess you could say it's a nice ambush point.
Okay. All right. That's fine. I'm done.
All right. Philip's very mad now. Not only was he hit and got this really, really sweet wound, but he's also missed with his new sword. He's so mad. He's seeing red. He's in a rage, and he's activating rage.
Alrighty. Does that take a full action?
No, I believe that is a bonus action.
Okay, yes. Cool. So I'm assuming you're going to make an attack.
Yes. So, and just going to run down the short list of what rage does. Have advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Make a melee attack. I gain a bonus to damage when I hit, and for my level that would be +2 damage. And I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Man, that resistance would have been nice a turn ago.
Yeah, well,
All right. Yep, go for it. Make your attack.
okay. That's a 5.
That 5 is not going to do it.
He's so mad he can't see straight.
Boss, you're up.
I will cast Cure Wounds on myself.
All right, go ahead and roll your healing.
5 plus 4, so 9. And that's going to do it for me.
Alrighty. Kayla attempts to grapple you once again as you're healing yourself, and you're able to kind of slip your way out of it. And after that, she's going to try to make another bite on you, and she only gets a 14. Is that going to hit?
Nope.
Alrighty, yeah. You're able to fend off this bite of Kayla's, and it's going to be Seraphel's turn.
Okay, so since she's on him, I will try and attack her again with the darts or the daggers.
I don't know if I shouted this earlier, but I think I'm just gonna shout at this point as a free action that it fears running water and light.
We figured out the light. 14.
What was it?
14.
Not going to do it.
Okay.
Got to get off your push.
Okay.
Valenman, you're up.
Well, I'm borrowing other things that I could be doing. Actually, I think at this point I'm gonna look around the room to like see if I'm looking for anything that might generate light or running water. Like, do I see like any sort of plumbing? Do I see any sort of like mirrors, like any mechanisms, anything?
No, it's a pretty blank room. The only thing is the sarcophagus, the items at the base of it. There's no plumbing, there's no light, nothing like that.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just gonna fire another arrow then. And that's a 9. Rolling pretty bad in my attack rolls at the moment.
Just a 9?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's 3 plus 6, so yeah.
Okay, yep, that's not going to do it. Philip, you're up.
Okay. Third time's the charm. That's a 16.
16 will just hit. Go ahead and roll.
Ha ha. And D10. That's a 10.
Alrighty, you get her with a pretty good slash. You bring it down just into her shoulder. As you retrieve your sword from her shoulder, you notice that some of her old wounds are beginning to close, and rather rapidly, in fact. The ones that are not closing are when she was stabbed in the back by Seraphel. And this attack actually doesn't close up either.
Did my silver arrow attack
No,
start
it
to
did
close
not.
up?
Did not close up.
Okay.
Actually, no, that'd be 12 because rage as well, so good thing I noticed that.
Voss, you're up. I got the 12 instead of 10, by the way.
Okay.
I will. Let's see what I have. Phil's standing next to me, right?
Yes.
Okay, I will not do that then. I will just take a swing at her with my warhammer that has the light cantrip on it. What is that? That's 13.
13's not going to do it, no.
All right, that's gonna do it for me.
She tries to make a swipe at you, Voss, and she misses you by a mile. She looks pretty staggered at this point. And as she overswings a swipe, she puts so much force into this, she turns around towards Philip, and she's going to go for a bite, and she also misses you by a mile. You basically just caught her across the chest with your sword and kind of clicked your tongue at her. There was no way that she was going to make contact with you. Seraphel, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna try and hit her with the dagger again. And 12, not gonna hit.
Valiman?
Yeah, just gonna launch another arrow, I guess. That's a 19.
That'll hit.
Does this enchanted bow have the same stats as a longbow?
I am adjusting stats for you.
Okay. Well, I don't know what my damage die is what I'm saying.
Oh,
A short bow would be a D6.
No, it'll be a longbow.
Okay.
So, yeah, it'll be a longbow damage.
Okay. 5 plus 2, 7.
All right. Philip.
Yes. The hunter has become the hunter did. And now, I shall go in for yet another slash. Changing it up on you, I see. That's 12.
12 is not going to do it. Vost, you're up.
I'll swing at her again with my warhammer. I roll natural 1.
Holy shit.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Okay. 4.
Okay. You miss Kayla, and you bring your warhammer down comes just crashing to the ground. And as you hit it to the ground, the light enchantment begins to dim until it completely fades away. You don't hit yourself or anything, but the light just leaves your warhammer. Kayla's up. Unless you want to make a move. Do you have any movement?
I don't want to move.
Okay, Kayla's up. All right, Seraphel. She takes a bite at you, and she makes good contact. She hits you for 4 piercing damage, and, 6 plus 4 necrotic damage. So 10 necrotic damage as well.
Okay.
And she's also, as she bites you, she's going to try to grapple you. 8 is not going to do it. So she gets a bite off, and you kind of shove her away. She misses her grapple. Let's see. And it is your turn.
Okay, can I try and like take the elven darts that we picked up and like lodge them into her neck or something?
Yes, go ahead and make a melee attack with them. Does anyone have? Let's see. I can pull it up.
I can find it.
I don't know if there's any stats for a melee attack with the.
I'm gonna say it's a D4. I mean,
Darts are D4s.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll an attack roll. Strength modifiers, and roll a D4 for damage if you hit.
Okay. 9. I'm gonna miss.
Alrighty, yeah. You try to put it into her neck, but you pushed her a little more aggressively than you thought. You swinging towards your neck, it just comes short. Valleyman, you're up.
I suggest out loud that if anyone has a water skin, they might want to dump it on her just to see what happens, and I'm gonna fire another arrow because I don't have a water skin anymore because it kind of evaporated in the acid. 12, miss.
Okay, I'm gonna make a correction. Darts are actually finesse weapons, so your roll still wouldn't have hit, but for future reference, you can use dex modifiers instead. Yeah, 12 is not gonna do it. Philip, you're up.
Okay. Now I just kind of realized something. We're all kind of surrounding her. Should we get up advantage on those since different angles, or no?
Yes. For this turn, it's going to be Vost who gets advantage because she was facing Seraphel. To my interpretation, you are standing fairly close next to Seraphel, so you're not going to get it. Vost will.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out what we were doing with that because that's something I literally just thought of. Okay, well, something about water. I am quite parched, so just as a bonus action, I think he's just going to take out the water skin and, kind of pour it, lap at it a little bit, and then just keep pouring.
And you're pouring it on her?
On her, around her, then bring it close to me so I can, lap at it like a dog and then go back.
Okay, go ahead and make a Just a normal attack with it, strength modifiers.
Attack with strength, so
You guys are playing so unconventionally, like melee with darts, melee with water skin. All right, we're doing this.
16.
16 will do it. So
Yes!
you start and you're lapping at the water like a dog, and some of it falls to the ground, and you actually see it tear away at her feet as she actually starts turning to ash, like her feet turn to ash and wash away in the water. And you throw some across her chest, and similarly, it tears away at her as well. I'm going to give you 1d6 for this damage, and I'm going to give you a point of inspiration.
Awesome.
So go ahead and roll your d6.
Do I not get one for suggesting it or obtaining this
Yeah,
information
you guys,
with the?
yeah,
with the...
oh, yeah, you can each have one. I'll be generous.
All right, let's see.
I mean, I spent 75 gold on that potion. That's what got us here. So I
I was
deserve
waiting for you
something.
to use
I
that
think.
at the beginning of the adventure. If you'd used that earlier,
Just
when
ruined the
it
entire
would've been
thing.
So different. Yeah. All right, so what's your d6 roll?
That's a 2.
Yeah, you get her a little bit, but not too much.
Okay, would that be a
Bob,
bonus action or my attack?
I'm going to say that was your attack.
Okay.
Go for it, Voss.
All right, I will at level 1 cast inflict wounds on her. See if I
And you get advantage on your attack roll.
okay. Actually hit her this time. 13.
13's not going to do it. Inflict
All right.
wounds is not your friend today.
No, I don't think any rolling is my friend.
That's a lot of spell slots that are going by the wayside there.
That's five spell slots.
Maybe you should throw your water sack at him.
I'm done.
Kayla actually turns to you, Voss, and she catches your hand once again as you try to cast this inflict wounds, and she grapples you. She's got you completely subdued, almost in a bear hug, holding your arms against your sides. And on your turn, I'm going to need you to make a strength saving throw to break from that. She also bites you. She gets a bit of a shallow bite, and that's going to be 5 piercing damage and 6 necrotic.
Okay, so it's a 14 on the strength check.
Yes.
And then as a reaction to her biting me, once again, I'll use Wrath of the Storm, and she has to make another dex saving throw, DC 14.
Okay, hold on. I am verifying something. Oh, it's actually a DC 13 to escape. My bad. DC 13. Okay, saving throw. Has to be to 14. Gets a 15 natural. So
Okay,
yes.
so she takes 5 reduced by half thunder damage.
Alrighty.
So 2.
Well, I don't know if he rolls up or
Three,
rounds
it
up. or
rounds
rounds
up.
It always rounds down.
Alright.
No, it rounds down.
Yeah.
Damage rounds down. Seraphel, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna try and attack her with the darts again. I believe I get advantage because we're like surrounding her.
Correct.
Okay.
Similarly, Philip, you will get advantages around her. She is facing Voss. Actually, she is grappling Voss. So, just throwing that out there.
Well, didn't I break it? Because I got a 14?
No, you have to break it on your turn.
Oh, on my turn. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I got 20 to hit.
That'll do.
And then 9 points of damage. And does it have any poison effects?
No, it doesn't have any poison effect. Sorry, I do remember the dart. No, it does not. She does not take any damage from the poison. Valiman, you're up.
Well, given that I'm quite limited in other options, I'm just gonna fire another shot with a bow and try real hard not to hit Voss.
Nat 1 incoming.
No.
11.
No, 11's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Soars over both their heads. Philip, you're up.
All right.
Advantage.
Seeing as my compatriot is now being given the best bear hug of his life, I decide, that's kind of rude, only giving one person a hug. So I'll just go and try and stab at her from the side. With my
I thought you were
sword.
going to give them both a bear hug.
I would, but I'm not thinking. I'm thinking, hey, she gave me a cool scar. I'm going to give her a very cool scar.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it with advantage.
Okay. $15.
15's not going to do it. Voss, it's your turn, so you go ahead and break that strength check.
15.
Yep, 15 will do it.
All right, I will cast Cure Wounds on myself, level 1,
Alrighty, go ahead and roll for it.
for 12 points.
Okay. On Kayla's turn, Philip, she swipes at you, and she crits again.
Oh,
Fantastic.
joy.
1, 1, 1, 2. So that's 5 plus 3, 8 slashing damage.
And that should be resistance, because
Correct. So that'll be 4 for you.
Okay.
And how's a 19 do for you?
That also hits.
That'll be another 2 plus 4, 6 plus 3 is another 9, and half is 4.
Okay.
And Seraphel, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna. Well,
Actually, hold on. I'm gonna do one more thing real quick. Valiman, as you're tapping into her mind, you sense an extreme sense of panic within Kayla. In fact, she's thinking about fleeing.
Okay. All right.
Seraphel, you're up. Sorry.
sorry, she's still grappled with Voss.
No. Faust broke the grapple.
Okay, I'm gonna attack her, and do I still get advantage?
No, you do not, and Voss will get advantage this turn. You and Philip do not.
17.
17 will hit.
And do I have sneak attack on this or no?
No.
No.
No. Yeah, no.
7 points.
Okay, yeah, that hurts her pretty good. Valiman, you're up.
All right. Just remind me exactly how everyone's positioned here. They're the 4 of them are on the eastern edge of the room, right?
Yes, they're on the eastern edge of the room. Voss is east of Kayla, and Kayla is east of Philip and Seraphel. So Seraphel and Philip on the left, Kayla in the middle, Voss on the right.
Are they like blocking the door by any chance? Like,
Voss is pretty much at the door.
okay. I think I'm just gonna shout. She's thinking of it. She's trying to hightail it. Make sure you block that door. Keep it secure there. And I'm gonna fire another arrow. Man, I so wish I chugged that potion of mind reading at the beginning of this.
That would have been great.
19.
19 will hit.
And D8.
And what was the other potion you had? They were both.
I have a
really
potion
bad.
of clairvoyance, which I am now thinking I
yeah.
might use on the way out of here to see what was behind that locked door we never got behind. But 9 points of damage with the silvered arrow.
Okay. Yeah, she looks really bad. Philip, you're up.
Okay then. Well, seeing as my companions over there have a good shot at her back, I'm going to just, go in for a free hug. That's a grapple check. Because you don't want to hug when 3 people are in a hug, because then it's awkward. You can't get your arms all around them. It's really just weird.
You might be able to, but okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll for your grapple, your melee attack.
So that's just a straight strength check.
Strength attack, I believe, for the
Oh.
grapple.
Strength check. That would be a 16. No
16 will hit.
modifier.
So you grapple her successfully. You
Yes.
kind of get her in this big old bear hug, and you pick her up a little bit. Are you going to move this turn?
I will move away from the exit and towards one of the walls, making a nice, fine target.
All right, Voss, it's your turn.
All right. I will attempt my last spell slot to try to inflict wounds on her again.
With
I swear to
advantage.
God, if you hit me, I'll kill you.
Oh, good. I think that was an advantage. 22.
Woo!
22 will hit.
We did it!
15 points of necrotic damage.
15?
Yep, 15.
So 7. All right. Yep, that'll do it. So you get your hands on her, and she just shrieks once again, so loud it near splits your eardrums. And as you inflict her with this necrotic damage, she just turns to dust within Philip's arms and falls to the floor, the only thing remaining being her cloak.
Da, 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 da.
God, that fight
that
took
rem-
forever. Holy cow. That was a one target fight.
I have no spell slots left.
I'm at half health.
I'm at full
Oh.
health. I managed to go that entire time jumping over fucking acid and shit without taking any damage. I lost almost all of my equipment, but I didn't take any damage.
Now you see how I feel when we're doing our main campaign and I'm just doing ranged stuff.
Okay.
Anyway,
I will pick up the cloak.
Okay, so you pick up the cloak, and remaining, let's see. Valiman, you took the bow and the quiver. There's a set of chainmail, boots, bracers, and Philip, you have the longsword.
yep, that's mine.
He said there's chainmail.
Correct.
Yeah, you can have that crap.
I can go pick that up.
Okay. Go ahead and add it to the potion.
I yelled to Seraph. I was like, "Hey, is it cool if I keep this bow?"
Oh, sure.
Sweet. Okay.
And the boots and bracers.
I don't want that. I get better resistance from not having armor.
Anybody?
I don't think boots or bracers count as armor. Why don't we give them to Seraphel?
I'll take the boots. I don't really have a need for bracers.
Well, if the bracers don't count, then I'll take them because, now I can punch things real good.
Okay, so as you guys go up to the sarcophagus, behind the man that's resting there, you see this spirit kind of form, just of this glowing white light, and you recognize it to be the woman that's been depicted on the walls. She smiles at you as she sees what was once her daughter reduced to a pile of ash. And she kind of waves her hand over the room, and a stiff breeze flows from seemingly nowhere in the back of the room, blowing all of the vampire dust out of the room. And at the same time, who was once Kayla's fiance's corpse just kind of begins to dissolve into ethereal matter. And it disappears as well. The only thing left over this room is a similar coat of dust as what you found before.
Okay. I think I shout at the spirit. Sorry about your daughter.
She smiles and says, "Worry not, my child, for you have done me well today, and I would thank you. I do not want you to feel poorly about taking my gear, as it no longer serves me any purpose. And she starts to turn from the sarcophagus and fade, and she looks back over and her shoulder and says, "Tell my daughter I love her," and she vanishes.
Okay.
Do we see the inscription we were looking for the Bloodstone Brew?
On the back of the sarcophagus, you do see a recipe for the Bloodstone Brew.
I think I had the parchment charcoal for
You
that,
do.
so
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
start.
don't have it anymore, right? Didn't it dissolve?
Oh no!
All right,
It's
time
okay.
for Philip to bring the sarcophagus back.
No, it's
I
okay.
totally
got this.
forgot about that.
I got this. So I have a prayer book, and I also have sticks of incense. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna burn my incense to make charcoal, and I'm gonna tear out pages of my book, and then I will make the charcoal rubbing.
Okay.
That's a very cleric thing to do, by the way. So I like it. Give yourself a point of inspiration.
Dope.
All right.
Yeah, and you're able to copy down this recipe.
Okay. I will add that to my inventory.
For the record, as you copy it down, it does include snail shell.
That's pretty good.
Meanwhile,
Who grabbed the cloak, by the way?
I did.
Under the cloak, as you picked it up, you found a gold pendant bearing a green glass leaf, which was worn under Kayla's cloak.
There's still like dust there, right?
No, the vampire dust is gone.
Shoot.
Her fiance is gone.
I wanted to scoop some of that
The room
vampire
is-
dust up for alchemy.
Yeah, it's everything's been washed away down the halls.
I snap my finger. I'm like, damn, opportunity lost. Should have been faster.
well, actually, you might have a chance. I mean, we did have one of our own bitten. I say we end him now before he has a chance to turn on us.
Philip,
Yes.
you see how I just killed that vampire?
Yes.
You really, really want to kill me right now?
I saw how you tried to kill that vampire for like a minute straight.
Was Kai the only one that was bitten?
Yeah, I was slashed. I wasn't bitten.
I was
Okay.
bitten.
Yeah, Seraphil was bitten. I was bitten twice.
Okay. We have a 50-50 chance of getting out of here alive.
Philip, you don't even know what 50-50 means.
I'm pretty sure the odds are in our favor.
Look, it's fine. We'll just stop by. We'll stop by Voss's temple. I'm sure there'll be some people there who can help us out.
Good, good. Vampires hate temples.
Okay, so you guys are in this empty room. The spirit's gone. You have gear. What are you guys doing?
Philip is trying to lift the sarcophagus because he knows that the paper is gone.
There's no chance of you dislodging this sarcophagus from the ground. It's
I'm
not
looking
even
around.
a
I'm looking
separate
around the room for a
entity.
key for something that might go back to that door at the beginning.
You do not find a key.
Shoot.
Can we take a short rest so I can not die?
I would say yes, but there's no more combat.
Okay, so
Well,
unnecessary.
this is going to be a
Perhaps.
wrap up portion.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so I'm going to say you guys are probably walking out of the crypt, right?
Well, is the
Okay.
door open? We never
Are you
did. We
pulling
never
the
resolved
lever?
that whole lever situation. The door closing behind us.
Let's go pull the lever. I'll pull it because I got the biggest muscles.
As you pull the lever, you see a shower of arrows rain down over this hallway. If you were standing within the hallway when it was pulled, where there's alcoves, you would have definitely been
Cooked.
very hurt. But yeah, none of you guys were. You were wise enough to not stand there as he pulled the lever, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, he was. I'm assuming he's in front right now since he was the one pulling the
Yeah.
lever.
Rose,
Okay, so
because
you
it
make your
seems
way back
really,
out.
really inconvenient.
All right. Well, did we figure out how to open this door yet?
Yeah, as he pulls the lever, the door swings open.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Oh, I guess we just
And
double back then.
yeah, you guys double back, and you do get to near the entrance where there is that locked side room. Is there anything you guys are going to do with that or not?
I don't. Why don't we try the key that we got from the jumping across the acid?
Good thinking.
The key fits in to the door, and it slides open.
All right.
Hold that sheet of paper up. Hold on. This room appears to be some sort of storage room. Within the far corner is a small pile of basic cleaning tools. However, the majority of the room houses a variety of pristine weaponry which shines in the light from the adjacent room. No art graces the walls of this room. It appears to be little more than a closet.
I want to take a closer look at these cleaning supplies.
It's like a broom, a mop, and a feather duster.
Is there any solvents or anything?
No.
Shit. Nothing I can even huff to like.
The room has one of every type of weapon within the player's handbook in it.
Let me guess, they're all silver.
Go ahead and give me a investigation check.
All right. 14.
Yeah, as you look at these weapons, you can tell that each one of them is finely crafted elvish silver. They're all very decoratively made. To be quite honest, they're gorgeous. Some of them have inscriptions on them, but generally they're elvish weaponry, and they are made of extremely fine silver. Now go ahead and roll me a history check.
I want to roll because I was a history expert. That was a nat 1, so...
I also rolled a nat 1.
Anyone else?
The history? I guess I'll try it. Why not? 12 plus, I think, 0? Where's my character sheet?
Guys, I'm pretty sure these are some tiefling bagpipes.
2, so 14.
Yeah, you are able to recall, and I'm going to make this really blunt because we're wrapping it up, that vampires are weak against silver.
You don't say. I grabbed a short sword.
Okay, so yeah, there's one of each weapon, except for some of them like the crossbows, which would be hard to make out of silver. So you guys can tell me what you want to take.
I will take a warhammer.
Alrighty.
I'll take a great axe.
Okay. And Serapho?
I'll take a rapier and a dagger.
Okay. You guys go ahead and acquire those. And I'm assuming you're going home.
Yeah, I offer my cookie that I got back at the bar to Voss for tanking up so much damage.
Oh, you don't need to give me that. I'll be okay.
How much did you take, by the way?
I pat him on the shoulder. I'm pretty sure I took more than my maximum. I just healed myself twice.
Okay.
Well, I eat the cookies. I want to know if the cookie does anything.
You ate the cookie?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I gotta pull out all the old paperwork here.
It does do something. Yes.
Yeah. What did that eggnog do, if anything?
We'll get to it in the wrap up. Let's go ahead and we'll resolve that in a bit. So we're gonna. Are you guys going back to the Badger?
Yep.
Yes. I don't see any reason not to.
The Badger is similar to how you left it. However, there are fewer customers than before. A few women deal hands of cards, while a small number of men enjoy their mead near the hearth. No sooner than when you walk in does Crystal run up to you in anticipation of news, and she looks at you and she says, "So how did it go? You found our family's crypt, didn't you?"
We did.
Yes.
You didn't get the recipe?
We did? What's up with the fucking snails?
Snails?
I hand her the recipe.
She looks somewhat disgusted by the recipe, but shakes off, and she says, "Well, I guess I can't be too surprised, but
I-
okay."
Oh shit. Can I recognize that I copied down the recipe in my own notebook? Well, I don't have a notebook. Fuck.
Sorry, man.
Did someone copy down the recipe?
I
I'm the
did.
Only one.
Philip did. Philip did.
Damn it.
I don't think you know how to read or write.
He doesn't. But he just, kind of scribbled like he pretends he did. Ah, yes, I see. Very interesting.
Okay, we can resolve that later as well.
I know it, so I can always tell it to you.
Okay.
Okay, jeez. Neat. So as you hand her the recipe, she looks at you, and she grows fairly sullen as she sees some of the things that you're wearing, carrying. These bracers, a long sword, this bow and quiver, and she says, "You found my family crypt, didn't you?"
We did say that. That is where we got all this stuff from, including
We
the
also
recipe you
found
told
your
us to get.
sister.
You found my sister?
Well, yeah, she bit the shit out of me, and I
Yeah,
show her my
She
neck.
bit you?
Yeah, it reminded me of the story my mother told me about how she met my father.
So, you know how your sister ran off with a man?
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure the man was a vampire. And
A vampire? And then
Yeah.
Crystal bites you and you die. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, she looks at you surprised.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he turned your sister.
She looks absolutely mortified.
I placed my hand
What,
on her.
what happened? What happened to my sister?
We put her to
Where is
rest.
she? She's gone?
She's gone.
Oh
And we
my
saw your mother.
God. You saw my... She's dead.
Well, sometimes the spirit lives on. And her spirit was a strong one, being as heroic as she was in her life.
I wish that I could see her again. I wish she was here. I mean, now I've got to run this place by myself.
One might say the spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and sore.
I smack him inside the head.
Jeez, you idiot. Have some depth.
I couldn't resist. Sorry. Continue.
Your mother misses you, and she loves you very much.
She said that?
She did.
She smiles and she says, "Okay, I feel like you've done her quite a big favor, so I'm sure that she would be fine with you putting her equipment to good use, I suppose." And she says, "Oh, hold on 1 minute," and she goes and runs behind the bar, and she comes back with 4 pouches and 4 bottles. And she hands each of you one of these bottles and one of these pouches. Each pouch contains 200 gold pieces.
Holy shit.
I hand her 100 back and say, "You should give this to your Temple of Oral."
She looks at you and she says, "I'm not trying to be rude, but there's not really many temples this far north, and I don't know the next time I'm going to get out of here. I mean, it might be better if you took it for me."
I shrug and I put 100 gold aside in a separate pouch. I said, "Okay."
And as she hands me the bottles, she says, "These are the 4 last bottles of the Bloodstone Brew. I'm just going to take me some time to make a new batch, but I kind of had these in reserve, so I think that it's fair that you guys take them."
I pop mine immediately and chug it.
Okay, cool. Man, hold on. Okay, go ahead and roll me a 1d4.
Okay. 3.
You are 3 out of 4 drunk. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, hold on. You are playing a ranger.
What? Okay, everything just cut out for me.
Still there, dude?
Hello?
Jake?
Hello.
I'm here.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you guys hear Jake?
Yes.
Okay. That was scary for a second.
Yeah, that was weird.
Come on, internet, hold it together, please.
We're almost
Yeah.
there.
Last
Okay,
I heard was
so-
a 3.
See. Okay, so you rolled a 3, which is going to increase by 1. You gain 8 permanent hit points.
Dope.
I mean, I would have done the exact same thing once I got booze because, oh my god, the nectar of the gods.
Okay, go ahead and roll a 1d4.
That was a 1.
Okay, you're going to gain 5 hit points permanent.
Nifty.
Anyone else?
I hand my my bottle to Philip. I don't drink. You can have this.
Holy cow.
Who?
Are you drinking that one too?
If he doesn't, I'm taking it.
Yeah, no, I gave it to you. I told you I don't drink. You can have this. Here.
Okay, Philip, go ahead and roll me another 1d4.
Why, thank you, good sir. That's a 3.
Yeah, you're going to gain another 8 hit points, your maximum. Wow, okay.
I went from 45 to 58.
Holy cow. Serapho?
I'm just gonna put it in my bag with the gold.
Okay. Anything else that we need to resolve before we kill the adventure?
Is there a nearby store where I could buy a new explorer's backpack?
We'll get to that after. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So XP wise, let's see. Yeah, basically, because of the way that you guys handle this all, the Bloodied Badger stays open. Business continues. It's booming. You guys did well. Basically happy ever after for the Bloodstone Badger. There are much sadder endings to that, by the way.
Sweet.
So, good job. So that'll be the end of this adventure, and now we get to do character maintenance. Do a little bit of shopkeeping here. Okay, let's see.
Someone just ducked out.
Oh, and it was Andy.
Oops, sorry about that.
Welcome back.
That was weird. Okay, XP wise, you're all going to advance to the next level.
Sweet.
I can do your guys' hit die with you as soon as you're ready. Anything you need to purchase from the store, I'm not a stickler on that. Go ahead and just remove the proper amount of money from your sheet and add it. All right, Jake, your hit die. Go ahead and roll.
Oh, that's a 4.
Do you want yours or mine?
I'll take yours.
All right, that's going to be an 8 plus your Constitution modifier.
Oh my god, now I
It's
am...
tanky as shit.
Yeah. Let's see, what was that? What's my count? Okay, so I'm at 71.
Okay. Ballerman, go for it. What's your hit die? 10?
Who?
You.
Oh, yeah, D10, and I rolled a 3, so I'd like yours.
I got a 4, so 4 plus your con.
So 6.
Boss.
42 hit points.
Cleric is D8.
Yep. I rolled a 6. I will keep mine.
Cool, I also got a 6. Oh, I forgot you don't like to hear that. Sorry, my bad.
That's okay.
And Seraphel, go for it.
Is mine an 8 or a 6?
I think rogues are 6.
I don't think so. I think they're 8. Hold on. Oh, no, they might be 6. Rogue is D8.
Oh.
Yours
I'll
or
take
mine?
yours.
I got a 2. 2 plus your
Okay.
con. Okay, so yes, you're all going to promote to the next level. Have fun with your bookkeeping later. Anything else? Magical items. We can. I also do magical items a little bit generously. I charge 50 gold per identification of magical items. Whoever is holding them at the time is the one paying for them. If you want to identify it, you are welcome to trade magical items. before or after the fact, but if you want to pay to have your magical items identified, yeah, it's
Oh
gonna be
shoot!
gold
I have to
piece.
do it for both the bow and the quiver, don't I?
Yeah, I have 3. I have the pendant, the chainmail, and the cloak. So I will pay for those.
Shit. Okay, it's expensive, but okay.
Okay, the cloak is a cloak of protection, adds 1 to your armor class. The pendant is actually non-magical, so you're not going to be charged for that.
Okay.
And what was the third one?
The chainmail.
Oh boy.
I thought that one was non-magical too.
Well, that's arguable. And anyone
Shouldn't I
want
have
to
seen
take a
something
guess
on it
at
when
what
I
it
cast
is?
detect magic?
Yeah, and that's why I said it's arguable. I don't know if it is technically magic or not. Elven Chain. You gain +1 bonus to armor class while you wear this armor. That's on top of the chainmail. You are considered to be proficient with this armor, even if you lack proficiency in medium armor.
Okay.
Technically, it's in the magic items section of the DMG, but it's not actually. It's more of like it's the crafting of it
Right.
that gives it its effects, not magic. So, yeah, technically it wouldn't glow, but
Okay.
it's a gray area. Okay, who else?
I want to identify my bow and quiver.
Okay, those are both going to run as a single item for
Oh,
you.
sweet. Okay.
So 50 gold, and it's a bow +1. Longbow +1.
Okay. I would like to try and figure out what my 1, 2, 3 things I got are. So the axe, the sword, and the bracers.
Okay, all the silver weapons are non-magical.
Okay, so
Would
that have
you're
cost
gonna
me
have the
anything?
longsword and the bracers. No.
Okay.
The longsword is a longsword +1, so that's a +1 bonus to your 2 hit and your damage. And
when
the
you crit, do you
bracers-
get the +1 on the crit damage too?
No, modifiers always come after. If you crit, the only thing that's double damage is the rolls. Modifiers always come after.
Okay.
And the bracers. Yeah, sorry, you're kind of the only one that got ruined with these bracers. Have fun paying for them. Braces of archery. While wearing these bracers, you have proficiency with the longbow and shortbow. You gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls on ranged attacks with such weapons.
I have javelin, so I guess that technically counts as ranged, but if only I had some string and a stick to turn into like a super bow.
Anyone else need anything identified?
I have boots.
Abby, you already played through this. You know what they are.
Metagaming.
Yeah. This is Abby's second time playing through, so she already knew the plot twist at the end and everything.
Yeah.
You guys actually got the easier version because you're lower levels and less players, and it's designed for 5 second to 4th level characters, generally 3 or 4 in level.
Okay.
Her fiance, we'll actually go into it later for anyone that wants to say. Her fiance was actually going to join the fight, but for you guys, it was just Kayla.
Oh, sweet.
Boots of elven kind. While you wear these boots, your steps make no sound regardless of the surface you are moving across. You also have the advantage on stealth checks that rely on moving silently.
Sounds perfect for our rogue.
Basically, a full kit for a ranger. Okay, unless anyone needs anything else from me for your character, which I don't think so. I think you all got everything squared away. You've all got a little bit of homework to do for this character before you all play him next. I'm going to go over the adventure and basically everything behind the scenes. So anyone that wants to stick around for that, you absolutely can. I'll just be going through my Google Docs of it and letting you guys know what's what. So if you want to stick around, cool. If not, get out of
I'd
here.
love to hear
Enjoy
it.
your weekend. Okay, so oh my god. Hold
I'm
on.
gonna take off.
Okay then. Bye.
Well, you're in the same house with me, and you've already played this, so I don't blame you.
Okay. Bye, guys. Have a
See
happy
you,
New
Abby.
Year.
Thank you. You too.
See you in 2 weeks. I guess we're not seeing you next week, so.
No, I'll be around next week, so we can play as normal.
Oh, really? Wait.
Yeah,
I'll be
then-
playing from Florida.
Oh, Andy, I thought you said that we weren't going to be around next week.
Sorry, I thought that she updated you guys on Discord.
Oh.
She did,
I
but
did,
it was
I think
kind
Oh,
of.
I might have missed it because I was
Mess.
Yeah.
hanging out with Ashley, so.
So yeah, I'll be playing on you
Sweet.
guys this time.
Yay! Okay, I'm good. I want to get back to the normal
Maybe
campaign.
not.
Yep, sounds good. Bye, guys.
Peace out.
Okay.
Okay, so the Bloodstone Brew. This was made for Abby and her sisters and friends as per requested for a holiday-themed campaign. So now you guys are really going to get to kind of grimace at how much you missed.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my god, I hate Google Docs.
Yeah, like
Okay, Mistletoe Mead, 5 gold. Everyone could have bought one of everything.
I
Adds
drank
1 to your
one,
dex
so-
modifier for 1 minute. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
you got a +1 dex modifier for 1 minute. Sleigh Bell Bread was the same for strength. Snowflake Soup increases temporary maximum hit points by 2d4. Evergreen Eggnog provides resistance to poison damage for the remainder of the adventure. Each
Oh.
order comes with a Christmas cookie, max of 1 per character. Heals a consumer for 3d4 plus 2 hit points.
Okay.
And the Badger's Brew, which adds your Constitution roll, and then your d4 determines the modifier to that. Okay.
Oh, I did not know it was Constitution roll. I added on that because that make it a lot more. So I get
Yeah,
6
you
more.
should add your Constitution.
Okay, that makes me
modifier.
77. Oh my god.
That is crazy.
No, I have to add 2 as well, actually. 'Cause
Yeah, you add it's plus your Constitution
so
modifier.
I
It's
have,
basically a level up.
I have 44 hit points, which is pretty good for a 3rd level ranger, I think. So.
Okay, so traveling on the road, your perception check, DC 15, reads traveling the road for a few miles, you spot something in the distance, can't quite tell what it was. If you beat a 20 on your perception check, you would have gotten, after traveling the road for a few miles, you spot something in the distance. It appears to be a merchant's wagon with a woman pacing alongside it. As she notices you approaching from down the road, she climbs up on the wagon and lays over the side, seemingly unconscious.
Okay.
So it wasn't a snowman.
Let's see. I hate freaking.
So if someone like crit that perception check, we could have just had the whole fight right there, couldn't we?
Essentially, the first time when Abby's group played through it, they actually got that perception check and they did nothing with the information.
Interesting.
So yeah, someone did point it out and they were like, "Hey, I think she's faking it," and the rest of the group was like, "Yeah, okay." Yeah, it was amusing. Okay. Let's see. Enter the crypt. The crypt is really empty. The side room had one of each weapon of Elvish Silver, which had a DC 15 check you had to beat. That's it, 15.
Okay.
Just for fun stats, Abby played a rogue last time. Yeah, Abby played a rogue when she played through it as well. She has failed every lockpicking attempt up until the 3rd door today. I think you got one of them, but so yeah, basically if you guys had got those weapons, that would have made the last fight a lot quicker.
Right.
Yeah, she's not very good at lockpicking. L-shaped room was empty. Hallways were empty. The square room with traps, which I totally sent you guys a picture of the
Yeah,
path.
you did.
Yep, that's fun. You guys were supposed to. There was originally a gym on the pedestal in there, and the gym was imbued permanently with the light spell. It's a very basic magical item.
Right.
Basically a permanent torch kind of deal.
That's less interesting than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was something really basic. Yeah, so you were to walk in, avoid the traps. In their game, their paladin literally said, screw it, and walked straight through the traps, grabbed the gem, and walked back. And he walked out with, what, 3 hit points, Abby? Kyle walked out with 3 hit points. So, yeah, he literally ran through it. He stepped on one, said, oh, I'm getting shot anyways, ran through, grabbed the gem, and ran back. He got very lucky rolls and did not die.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, at that room, even if
Yeah.
you're gonna go on the honor system, I would just been like, I brought it up earlier. My mother told me never to do anything right, and he would have just turned left.
Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah, target has to make a DC 18 dexterity saving throw. If the target fails, to take 1d4 piercing damage per movement. So per 5 feet, you would have taken 1d4 piercing.
Okay.
Inspection for traps in that room was a DC 13. Discerning the properties of the gem, if it was there, was a DC 10.
Okay, you're kind of glitching out on my end, at least.
Did you take the gem away since we already had a cleric who cast light?
I took it away because the room was already totally bunked.
Oh,
and
so he just bailed.
My adventures go kind of in a living world way, where depending on what the group that does it before changes everything just a little bit. You'll never quite get the same experience. Like Abby's experience today was different than the first time, definitely. Let's see. The rectangle room was completely empty.
I want to hear about all the acid and stuff I missed.
You missed the acid.
Mostly.
Not my fault I got distracted.
Kind of is.
I mean...
Okay, the twin rooms, which was the ones with the acid in it. Silver key, which opens the doors within the crypt to the on the western portion of the room. So this room has a million different ways you guys could have gone through it. Abby's group actually found the weapons cache earlier in the run, and their paladin took a lance. So he used the lance to just get the chain and draw it across the acid. If you had failed a dex check or a strength check, I would have killed you. It would have been instant.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It would have been.
You saw how that ate through metal.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah, you guys. That's why I said we're doing it, but we're going to be very careful about how it works. If you had fallen in that acid, it would have been. You would have been gone.
Fantastic. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah. That room's actually an interesting one because there's no set way to complete it because there's tons of different options. I've run it off the DC chart, so depending on what you guys say you do. And by the way, you can soft lock the adventure there. If you guys didn't get the key or dropped it, that would have been that's it, go home. Quest failed, essentially.
Right.
So if you guys have a really good idea, it's a DC 5. Good idea, DC 10. Okay idea, 15. Poor idea, DC 20.
What did you rate my attempt at this at?
Yeah. Your guys' was between a medium and a hard, more leaning towards a hard. The threshold was a 17. That was really, I'm not gonna lie, it was an interesting idea, but by God, was it like I thought that after you put this knife into the acid, you'd be like, okay, I don't want to touch that. And then I get up and I come back and it's, yeah, we're going to throw him across the acid. And I'm like, holy cow.
And the thing is, I was thinking that, but even Brannigan wasn't dull enough to think, maybe acid being thrown.
Look, I wanted the key, okay? My curiosity was piqued.
That would have been an insta-death. If you had ziplined across, your entire backpack would have been gone. I would have made you roll a check for something. I don't know how I would have rolled it, but your back would have hit the acid, and I don't know if it would have basically eaten half your back and chemically cauterized it. I don't know. That was definitely a point of contention for what I thought was going to happen.
Well, it
That was
didn't.
an
It didn't
interesting
come to that,
solution.
luckily.
No, it didn't. But yeah, I was happy with the room. It really eliminated a lot of your guys' tools that you had, and that's fine.
Quite literally.
Not every trap kills people.
Right.
So that was good. Let's see.
Was there anything in the skull room? The skeleton room?
No. So the square room and the chambered hallway. As you pull the lever, you hear the whistling of arrows from each chamber within the hallway behind you. The target to make a DC 18 dexterity saving throw. If failed, they take 1d6 piercing damage. Target will also make a DC 10 constitution saving throw. If failed, they take 1d4 poison damage recurring. Finding the dart trap was a DC 15 investigation. Disabling them was a DC 18. And noticing the dart traps and fallen arrows while walking through was a DC 20 perception check. Abby rolled a 23.
Right. As Abby do.
Okay, so the last room, which also, like, I'm so serious about people dying in there. You had death music loaded up. Would have been interesting. Generally, it's a male vampire spawn and Kayla Kringle, the female vampire spawn. If you have a player's handbook, I would encourage you to read over Vampire Spawn. It's kind of a lot to explain. They both start with 80 hit points. They have naturally an armor class of 15, 16 with a cloak of protection that Kayla had, resistances to non-magical weapons and necrotic damage, weakness to running water and sunlight. I decided to make the light spell also work.
I see.
Yeah, I was kind of torn between that. I just said, sure, it's creative. Let's go for it.
Yeah, someone who is a real stickler would have blocked
Yeah.
that because it's not technically sunlight. It
Yeah.
specifically says it's sunlight, but
Right.
Yeah, I'll give you guys points for creativity a lot.
yeah. Well, no, I agree. I try to run things the same way.
Bashing him
let's
over the
see.
head with water skin.
So the vampire spawn get 2 attacks per round. Only one can be a bite, and they don't necessarily have to bite. The bites get +6 to hit and 1d3 or 1d6 +3 piercing damage, as well as 2d6 necrotic damage, and they are healed for the necrotic damage they deal. Claws are also a +6 to hit, 2d4 +3 slashing damage. 50% chance that the slashing attack will be a grapple instead of a slash. On a crit, it'll be piercing damage. That's something I do. If on a crit, it's piercing damage, and you basically get stabbed with the claws instead of having them raked across your chest. Burial room contains bow and quiver +1, elven chain, boots of elven kind, braces of archery, and a longsword +1. Observing the breathing patterns of the male vampire on a DC 18 perception or investigation check would tell you if he was alive or not, depending on the circumstances. In this case, he was not alive. He actually wasn't the original vampire. Kayla was.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you had used the mind reading potion at the beginning, you would have known right away that this was an entire setup. Clairvoyance would have also made it really neat to look through some of the doors. But hey, everyone plays different, right?
Well, I still got it
let's
for
see.
later now.
Yep. Bloody Badger 2. Rewards. 1 bottle of Badger's Brew for or Bloodstone Brew for each party member. 50 gold pieces for retrieving the recipe, and then 150 for general completion. So you could have came back without the recipe. Like if you forgot it or you had nothing to transcribe it, that would have been it. I wouldn't have found a way for you guys. It's just you don't get that bonus. This reward is forfeit if any party member is visually displaying any of Crystal's mother's equipment unless the equipment was used to dispatch her daughter. If you guys had taken the equipment afterwards, the ending would have been completely different.
Okay.
Abby's group had that happen. It's a very sad ending. Let's see. 150 bonus XP for returning the leaf pendant, which Kai did not. Which is completely worthless, by the way. It's glass on like a gold chain essentially. I guess it's worth a little bit of gold. You each would have got XP for that. And I think that's it. So you guys didn't miss that much. You did things a little bit out of order. If you guys, I literally, Abby was laughing at me because I facepalmed. You guys got the key from the statue and didn't go back to the first room to try it on the lock, which
I remembered it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was the first thing you guys were going to do. So I was going to say, let's go try it on the first ring, and you guys would have found the silver weapons. But no, you guys got to the final fight.
Although I'm really glad I picked up those arrows in the trap room, because
Yes,
that
and
tipped
the dog.
that tipped the whole thing. I knew exactly what was happening as soon as I hit with the first arrow.
Kayla was attacking. Basically, that's why I kept emphasizing party order. Whoever was in front of her, unless someone said, I'm going far into the room immediately to look at things, whoever she was closest to at the beginning of that would get bit on a surprise round. Abby got bit on her adventure. She actually got crit. Was it you or Kyle? No, it was Kyle. Yeah, Kyle got crit by it.
The one that had 3 hit points after the arrow room?
Yes, the very same. He got healed up. They found out their cookies really fast.
Okay.
So, and they all ordered. I think they all ordered everything off of the menu. Each of you could have ordered everything once, and I think they all ordered everything.
I had
so
no
they
fucking
were
gold for that, so.
Yeah, they were pretty well geared. So Kyle had all of his hit points, but when he got crit from that bite, and I screwed up on that, which made me kind of sad. He got crit for it, and it took him down to like 2 or 3 hit points, but I forgot to roll the necrotic damage doubled.
Okay.
So he would have been toast unconscious easily. But hey, everyone, the DMs makes mistakes too.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Can't confirm.
Yeah. Do any of you guys have any questions about the adventure? Anything that you're just curious about?
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll say the same thing that I did last time, which is if you want to share the campaign notes, I would love to have them because your writing, your campaign writing is really well thought out, and I love it. And I'd love to have it just so I can run adventures with small groups if outside of this, and I'd love to have it just as something I can study as a means of improving my own stuff.
Yeah, I can send it to you. I'm gonna make some edits on it. Probably when I go home because we're still at our New Year's party.
Right. Yeah. No rush.
I'll share it. Yeah, I'll share it with you on Google Drive. The last one I ran, I don't have notes on. It's literally all in my head.
Oh, really?
Did I ever tell you how that one came up?
You said that it was an environment that your dad sort of created and was familiar with, right?
Yes, my dad made the environment, but we were in our last online group that we were going to play in. We were at a Halloween thing for church, and the DM just straight ghosted everyone in the group. He removed us from the Discord. He canceled the game on Roll20. He deleted our characters. Everything was gone.
That's fucking rude.
And Abby was really bummed. So I called my parents and said, hey, when we get home, will you guys be willing to play a one-shot? And they agreed. So I had the car ride home to come up with that adventure and write it completely off the cuff. So there are no notes to that adventure aside from the physical papers that my dad has of his notes for what the Mages Guild is.
So you just had an environment, you just literally made shit up as you went along?
Well, I know the story because I've ran that adventure 3 or 4 times now. I changed a couple things.
Well, I mean like the first time you ran it though. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, no, it was complete. I was thinking about it on a nice 10-minute drive home, and we did it. So I don't have notes for that. I can sit down with you and talk with you about it, and I can give you what little I do have, absolutely. But yeah, there's not extensive notes like on this one. This one's a almost 20-page Google Docs.
All right. Well, I'd love to just have the maps, and I would be more than happy to sit down and sort of transcribe some of the challenges, just so I have.
Yeah, sure.
I help you author the campaign notes, but you did amazing work with this. I kind of wish you were there for when I ran my one shot that I wrote ground up, because it'd be nice to have some notes from someone who's actually pretty good at creating these things already. So
yeah, I'd always be happy to give you advice or help provide stuff if you need. I wish I was there. I still need to watch the VOD on YouTube. I've been shy on time.
It took a long
but-
time, so I don't blame you if you don't get through it. But
I mean, I'll definitely watch it at some point. Okay, I'm gonna rush out of here unless anyone else has anything that you have questions about the adventure, questions about your character advancement, anything like that.
no, I think we're good. So next week, back to our normal jam. Unless there's a problem that anyone has.
I'm
Nope.
good.
I'm good.
Awesome. All right.
Alrighty.
Call it there.
All right. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and a following week. I will see you guys next Saturday, bright and early my time, casual coffee your time. Yeah, next year. Have a great New Year's, everyone.
All right.
Drink responsibly, drive safe. Much love from both Abby and I. Enjoy your celebrations. We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Yeah. See you next year.
All righty. Take care, guys.